The night in Phantom City is never a gentle embrace. Neon lights snake like blood veins between high-rise buildings, reflecting the hurried faces of pedestrians on the street. They lower their heads to check their mobile phones and occasionally raise their eyes to avoid the faint fog. On the surface, this city is bustling like a never-ending party, with deafening electronic music blasting from the bars and roadside vendors sipping steaming late-night snacks. But Qingqing knows that there is a rotten smell hidden beneath it all. Shen Qingqing wrapped her shabby windbreaker tightly and walked alone in this alley called Phantom Street. Her figure was thin like a wisp of forgotten smoke, and no one would give her a second glance. She's a detective, at least that's what she calls herself. In reality, she is just a down-and-out girl who takes on cases of thieves and thefts, looking for cats and dogs, and can hardly afford to pay the rent. The inner monologue came flooding back. Another boring night. Those so-called big cases will never be my turn. People in Phantom City only believe in the police and the news. They don't care about the intuition of a lonely girl. She kicked the can at her feet, making a crisp rolling sound. Suddenly, there was a scream from the street corner ahead. The crowd exploded, and a girl collapsed in the middle of the road. Her long hair was as messy as ink, and her face was as pale as porcelain at the last moment before it shattered. Passers-by formed a circle around him. Some were taking videos with their mobile phones, and some were whispering. Another one. What number is this? A serial nightmare. I heard you can't wake up. Don't come close. The cold air on her body feels like a ghost. Qingqing squeezed into the crowd, her heart beating faster. The girl was Xia Wanqing. She recognized her. An innocent girl next door who always worked in coffee shops and had dimples in her smile. Xia Wanqing's eyes were closed tightly, her lips trembled slightly, and fine cold sweat broke out on her forehead. Her body twitched unnaturally, as if being pulled by something invisible. Get out of the way, let me do it. A chubby middle-aged man squeezed forward, claiming to be a doctor, and knelt down to check his pulse. Not breathing? No, the heartbeat is still there, but it is as weak as a thread. This is a typical nightmare symptom. The news said that the victim is trapped in an eternal nightmare, and the brain waves always stop in the REM stage. The crowd buzzed with discussion, and some people backed away in panic. Dream invasion. I heard that it is a parallel dimension. Monsters in dreams can crawl into reality through some connection point and suck people's souls dry. Qingqing bit her lip, her heart churning. Dream world. Those urban legends started 6 months ago, and the first victim was an office worker who turned into a vegetative state after waking up. Now there are more than a dozen of them, and the police have blocked the news and said it was mass hypnosis. But I feel something is wrong. This city is collapsing. She squatted down and tried to push the doctor away, but the man glared at her. Little girl, don't cause trouble. Call an ambulance. This is beyond your control. Sarcastic laughter came from the crowd. A woman with heavy makeup sneered. Look at her like that, dressed like a beggar, and she still wants to be a hero? Detective? Ha! There are so many detectives in Phantom City that they are tramps. Qingqing's cheeks were hot and her fists were clenched. Here we go again, that look. Lonely, I will always be the butt of laughter. At this moment her foot kicked something hard. Next to the sewer cover on the roadside, an ancient magnifying glass was engraved with strange runes, as if it had crawled out of a 19th-century Gothic novel. The lenses glowed with a faint blue light. She picked them up and her hands were cold, but a warmth flowed into her palms. What is this? She murmured, unconsciously raising it and pointing it at Xia Wanqing. In an instant the world changed. The lens of the magnifying glass rotated like a whirlpool, and countless tiny points of light appeared around Xia Wanqing's body. Those are the connection points, the bridge between reality and dreams. Qingqing's vision stretched and penetrated into a twisted space. In the boundless darkness, countless black tentacles sprang out of the void like living snakes, wrapping around Xia Wanqing's dream incarnation. The girl screamed in her dream, and the tentacles penetrated her shadow, extracting the flickering blue light group. Those were her fears, memories, and soul fragments. The air is filled with the sweet fragrance of decay, and there is a low murmur in the distance. Invasion reality belongs to us. Qingqing's heart beat wildly, feeling the pulse of the dream world for the first time. It is the law of chaos. Time bends, space folds like a nightmare that never wakes up. She instinctively shouted, Let her go. With a flick of her wrist, the magnifying glass erupted with a burst of blue light, piercing the core of the nexus. The tentacles spasmed violently and let out a harsh roar. The dream world shattered, and Xiao Wanqing's body trembled violently in reality. She opened her eyes and gasped for air. The crowd was dumbfounded. The doctor man's eyes widened and he took a step back. The stethoscope in his hand fell to the ground. How? How is this possible? She's awake. The pulse is normal. The woman with heavy makeup opened her mouth into an O shape and her voice trembled. Oh my God, that beggar girl. What did she do? Passers-by were furious, some knelt down to worship and some screamed and ran away. She is the awakened one. She has special props. Dream detective. Qingqing gasped and took back the magnifying glass. The lens body was still slightly hot. She helped Xiao Wanqing up. The girl's eyes were filled with tears and she grabbed her hand. Thank you. I thought I was finished. In that dream, black tentacles crawled out of the shadows and said they would take me to the abyss of eternity. They are not ordinary nightmares, they are conscious. Qingqing's mind was racing, and her inner monologue was like lightning. This magnifying glass. It not only magnifies the field of vision, it can interfere with the connection points. The dream world is real. Those tentacles are the vanguard of the invasion. Phantom City is over if it is not stopped. She asked in a low voice. Let's talk about the details. What symbols did you see? Who is the controller? Xiao Wanqing trembled as she described. A man, handsome with silver hair and eyes like abyss. He smiled and said, reality is just a projection of a dream. Soon everything will be reversed. The tentacles listened to him, and there were leaf-shaped marks on them, like the word Ye Chen. The passers-by turned pale when they heard this and some murmured, Ye Chen? That mysterious rich young man in the rumors? Impossible. Qingqing nodded, calm on the surface but full of emotions on the inside. Ye Chen, the first clue. Sheng Yan, I need you. She took out her cell phone and dialed her best friend Sheng Yan. A girl who was so rational that she was almost sinister. Yan, something big happened in Phantom Street. Invasion from the dream world, I have the evidence. Come pick me up. Sheng Yan's voice came from the phone as calm as ice. Data analysis is in progress. In the Xiao Wanqing case, the density of connection points is abnormal. Don't move, wait for me. In the crowd, the doctor man came closer, his eyes full of admiration and fear. Miss you? You are the legendary dream detective? Is this mirror an artifact? I saw light just now. Blue light pierced her shadow. Qingqing ignored him and helped Xiao Wanqing stand firm. The girl wiped away tears. I thought I would be trapped there forever. Those tentacles sucked in my fear, sucking in more and more. They said that the city has more connections and is about to explode. The neon lights of Phantom City were distorted in the fog, and police sirens sounded in the distance. Ji Yin, the hot-blooded detective, will probably arrive soon. But Qingqing knew that the police could do nothing, because they did not understand the dream world. Just then the magnifying glass suddenly buzzed. In the lens, a map of Phantom City emerged. Countless red warning points flashed like blood. From the city center to the suburbs, densely packed, like a giant network about to open. Qingqing took a breath. Is this the whole city? Xiao Wanqing screamed. They are coming. Look, the sky. In the night sky, the mist condensed and formed, and a black crack slowly opened. In the night sky, the black crack was like a living wound, slowly expanding, and mist seeping out of it, like countless tiny tentacles testing the boundaries of reality. The neon lights of Phantom Street dimmed instantly. Passers-by around him screamed in terror. Someone stumbled to the ground, and the sound of smashed cell phones was mixed in with the chaos. The air became thick with a decadent sweet smell that made your stomach churn. Monster! The dream monster is coming down. A young man pointed to the sky, his voice trembling like fallen leaves in the wind. His girlfriend hugged him tightly, her face as white as paper. The doctor man, whose eyes were full of admiration before, now took a few steps back and bumped into a street lamp. His forehead was bleeding without realizing it. It's impossible. A crack? This is the precursor of the legendary dream door. Little girl, the mirror you just had. Can it be closed? Hurry! The taunting woman screamed and ran away, shouting as she ran. She is a disaster. I just saved one. And now the whole city is going to be destroyed. Detective? Liar. Qingqing's heart beat like a war drum, and her inner monologue swept like a strong wind. Damn it, this crack is an enlarged version of the connection point. The pulse of the dream world is too strong. If not sealed, it would suck the entire street into the abyss of eternity. Those red alert points. That's just the beginning. Everyone panicked and looked at me like I was laughing. But I couldn't retreat, this was my first real fight. Lonely? Screw it, from now on I am the dream detective. She held the magnifying glass tightly, and the mirror buzzed loudly, and the runes moved around like living creatures. Xia Wanqing leaned against her, her legs were weak, and tears fell down her innocent cheeks. Sister Qingqing. I'm afraid. They're here again. I can smell those tentacles. The crowd's panic surged like a tide. Some people pushed Qingqing and wanted to escape the scene. A strong man accidentally bumped into her and cursed. Get out of the way, little girl. Don't block the road. It's all over now. What can you do with your broken mirror? Pretend. Qingqing gritted her teeth, ignoring the eye rolls and whispers around her. She raised her magnifying glass and pointed it at the crack in the sky. Go back. Qingqing yelled, her wrist shook violently, and blue light burst out, piercing the core of the rift like a sharp sword. The tentacles spasmed, and the cracks screamed like broken glass. They quickly shrank, the fog dissipated, and the sky returned to neon blood red. Passers-by stood stunned. The strong man rubbed his eyes and opened his mouth so wide that he could stuff an egg into it. Is this? The rift closed? Is she alone? God, I just scolded her. Doctor, the man knelt down and kowtowed with trembling hands. A miracle. You are the awakened one. Dream detective. I saw that blue light just now, it cut off the tentacles. The cold air around me is gone, and my pulse is stable. The woman with heavy makeup looked back from a distance, her face stained with tears, her voice choked with sobs. I'm sorry. I was wrong. You saved us all. Qingqing didn't have time to pay attention to the praise. She helped Xia Wanqing up and felt relieved. Finally, someone looked at me with awe. The days of loneliness may have to change. The sirens were approaching and Sheng Yan's phone rang again. Qingqing, the data shows that the energy of the rift is attenuated by 90%. Don't linger, take the victim away, I will be there in 5 minutes. Contact Ye Chen on the way. That hot-blooded idiot has a file. Understood. Qingqing hung up and pulled Xia Wanqing out of the crowd and into a dark alley. Behind her, passers-by were talking a lot. She is a hero. Take a video and post it on the hot search. Marvin? Is the rich young man involved in the case? The police are going to explode. The two gasped and ran to Qingqing's home. A dilapidated apartment on the edge of Phantom City. The stairwell was filled with garbage and the walls peeled off like old people's wrinkles. Opening the door, the room was dim, with only a flickering light bulb, and old newspapers and instant noodle bowls scattered on the table. Xia Wanqing rubbed her eyes, and a trace of sympathy flashed across her innocent face. Sister Qingqing, do you live here? So simple. Like a fallen hero in a detective novel. Qingqing smiled awkwardly with warmth surging in her heart. She doesn't dislike it. This is the first time someone said this to me. Sit down and drink water first. Tell me the whole story of the nightmare and I'll check it out with a mirror. She lit the lamp and let Xia Wanqing lie on the old sofa. She raised the magnifying glass and pointed it at the remaining connection points on the girl's forehead. The mirror vortex reappeared, this time more accurately. The afterimage of Xia Wanqing's dream emerged, and a hidden dream door crack was embedded in the depths of her shadow, like a half-open door. Behind the door was a dark hall with flickering leaf-like runes. Tentacles crawled out and wrapped around a silver-haired man, Ye Chen. He was as handsome as if he had stepped out of a comic book. His abyss-like eyes were curved, and a playful smile hung on his lips. Little girl, your fear is so sweet. I will open the cracks in reality with my own hands. Join the abyss of eternity, and the dream world will swallow everything. Qingqing took in a breath of cold air and her heart whirled. Dream gate. It's not a random intrusion. It's a manually controlled entrance. Ye Chen is not just the controller, he is the source. That rune looks like his signature. Be smart, clear, and display the density of connection points. Dreamgate connects red dots throughout the city. Wanqing, have you seen him? Details. Xiao Wanqing opened her eyes, her cheeks were flushed, and her voice was soft and innocent. Well, he is so handsome but scary. His silver hair reaches his waist, and he wears a black suit. He looks like a prince but is a devil. He touched my face and said, "Your dreams are my feed, Ye Chen. The first dream gate in Phantom City is, start with you." Then the tentacles came and sucked my fear. Oh, it's so embarrassing. In that dream, I was wearing a nightdress, and the tentacles wanted to. She covered her face and complained, "It's so ridiculous. Why are nightmares always like this? Obviously I usually only drink milk tea and watch idle dramas." Qingqing couldn't help but chuckle. Her inner loneliness was like ice cracking. Haha, this girl is so cute. There is a little tsundere hidden under the innocent appearance. Chatting with her makes me feel less empty. Don't be shy, the laws of the dream world are inherently chaotic. The greater the fear, the more likely it is to be twisted into an erotic nightmare. Ye Chen used this trick to amplify the connection, which was clever. But he exposed the secret. The dream door has a keyhole, and the leaf rune is the key. There were quick steps outside the door, and Ji Yan bumped into the door. This hot-blooded police detective has a burly figure, a wrinkled police uniform, and bloodshot eyes. He is holding a thick file folder in his hand. "Shen Qingqing, you are first again. I saw a blue light flashing through the crack in Phantom Street. Passers-by said it was you? No way. Yes, you little girl." He was mid-sentence when he caught a glimpse of the magnifying glass and his eyes widened. "Is that a legendary prop? Wait, did you revive Xiao Wanqing?" The files show that more than a dozen victims were all in a vegetative state. Ji Yan was stunned, his strong body swayed. The folder hit the ground, and the documents fell apart. He picked up a stack, his voice trembling. "You? How do you know?" In the first case, an office worker saw a silver-haired man in his dream. In the second case, a teacher was entangled by tentacles and muttered, "Ye Chen's feed." And in the 3 cases last night, red spots appeared all over the city. The police blocked the news for fear of panic. But you cracked it. His knees softened and he knelt down to worship. "Detective Shen, I was wrong about you. Even if you are as hot-blooded as me, I am powerless. This file is for you. It is all evidence. Ye Chen, that mysterious rich young man, has a strangely clean background, and his family business is involved in fog technology. Please bring me in." Qingqing smiled wisely and threw out the magnifying glass image. The dream gate crack was projected on the wall. "Officer Ji, don't doubt it. Look, the seriality is confirmed. All the connection points of the cases point to Ye Chen's dream gate. Where is your file?" Xiao Wanqing blinked her eyes and smiled innocently. "Brother Ji, are you so shocked? Sister Qingqing is so powerful. She sealed the crack just now. I thought it was going to be over." A long-lost warmth welled up in Qingqing's heart. Ji Yan's admiration won Qing's dependence. Loneliness is fading. My time has come. She flipped through the files and connected them wittily. "Look here, the time of the victim's nightmare corresponds to the peak of fog emissions from Ye Chen's company. The key to the dream door is with him. Sheng Yan, where is the data?" On the phone, Sheng Yan's sinister voice sounded. "Location has been made. Ye Chen's residence has the strongest connection points. Don't worry. First stabilize the new victim alarm. Wait, your mirror is ringing." The magnifying glass suddenly vibrated violently, and a new red dot flashed in the lens. A woman fell to the ground in the city center. In the afterimage, Ye Chen's figure clearly emerged. He turned his head and looked directly at the camera, his abyss eyes curled up. "Come after me, detective. The game has begun." Qingqing's pupils shrank suddenly. "He found me." Qingqing's pupils were still shrinking sharply, and the magnifying glass buzzed in the palm of her hand like her heart was beating wildly. The silver-haired man's abyssal eyes curved into a mocking arc, as if piercing her soul through the lens. The air in the apartment instantly solidified. Xiao Wanqing's mouth formed an O shape, and her innocent face turned pale. "Qing's sister Qingqing." He looked at me. "Those eyes look like they want to eat people." Ji Yan's burly body suddenly bounced up, and the file papers were still scattered on the floor. He grabbed the baton and his hot-blooded eyes were as wide as copper bells. "Ye Chen? That bastard dares to provoke? The new victim in the city center. My police car is outside." Xiao Shen, what do you say? Ye Chen will fight. His voice was as rough as thunder, and his chest rose and fell violently. The kneeling worship he had just shown instantly turned into a fierce fighting spirit, but there was still a trace of doubt in his eyes after all. He was looking at a thin girl with a thin body wrapped in a torn windbreaker. Qingqing's heart was like a storm. The game starts. Okay, Ye Chen, do you, this handsome devil, regard me as your prey? Wrong, I am a hunter. The days of loneliness are over. Now I have company, a mirror and anger. Downtown, that woman can't wait. She took a deep breath, her witty mind was racing. She grabbed her old windbreaker and put it on, saying to Ye Chen, "Police car rush. Wanqing, stay here and lock the door. Sheng Yan is coming soon, she will protect you." The siren tore through the night. Ye Chan's police car rushed out of the apartment area like a wild beast, and the sea of neon lights of Phantom City flew outside the car window. The city center square has become a hell on earth. The towering LED screens flashing advertisements are distorted into grimaces by streaks of black mist. The ground cracks, thick mist crawls like living things, and passers-by scream and scatter. A young woman fell beside the fountain, her long hair was messy, her face was as pale as a corpse, red connections appeared on her forehead, and several small black tentacles were wrapped around her body, more flexible than the ones on Phantom Street. Twisting like a snake, the leaf runes on the top flickered, and she murmured in a low voice, "Feeds, more fear. Ye Chen's feast." Xiao Wanqing was so anxious that she grabbed the corner of Qingqing's clothes with her small hands, her eyes filled with tears, and her pure voice was full of annoyance. "Don't leave me. Those tentacles are so disgusting. I can help, shout, come on." But Qingqing patted her head and smiled softly. Be good, wait for the hero to triumph." The girl let go, bit her lip and nodded, her eyes full of dependence and admiration. The crowd huddled together and some people pushed and ran away. A man in a suit knocked over a coffee stall, spilling hot coffee and making passers-by cry and howl. "Monster! This city is over. Call the police, where are the police? Look at that little girl getting out of the police car. Is she here to join in the fun? She's looking for death." There was a flood of ridicule. A fat lady pointed at Qingqing and said in a sharp voice. Another one pretending to be a hero. "Is that the mirror girl on the street last time? You were lucky last time, this time there are more tentacles, get out of here. Don't hurt us." Qingqing's heart was beating wildly, and her inner monologue was like a razor blade. "Suppress it, laugh at it, you passers-by, wait and see me bounce. Ye Chen, your tentacles must pass through me first." The white eyes around her were like arrows, but she ignored them, raised the magnifying glass, and pointed it at the woman's forehead. The lenses rotated, blue light burst out, and her field of vision stretched. This time she didn't just peek. She felt the pulsation of the mirror guiding her to enter a shallow dream. The world is distorted and the square of reality is superimposed on the whirlpool of the dream world. The fountain turns into a blood pool, the neon turns into a will-o'-the-wisp, the tentacles come in like a tide, 5 or 6 small nightmare tentacles touch the face. The leaf runes shine brightly, the top opens a suction cup, spraying out the rotten sweet mist, straight into the nose. Ye Chen jumped out of the car, waved the baton with his strong arms and shouted passionately, "Get out of the way! The police will deal with it." But his own legs weakened for a moment, and those tentacles had climbed up the woman's body and began to absorb her fear. The woman twitched and murmured in her sleep, "Silver-haired prince. Don't. Your feet is so cold." Ye Chen gritted his teeth and rushed forward. The baton hit the tentacles, but it was like hitting cotton. The shock made his mouth numb. "Damn it! These things are not solid. Shaoshan mirror. Hurry. Otherwise she won't wake up, and red dots will erupt in a chain throughout the city." Intruder. The smell of detective is fresh. The tentacles murmured and wrapped around Qingqing's legs. She stumbled and fell into the phantom of the blood pool. The cold mucus soaked her windbreaker. From the perspective of a passerby, her figure was twitching on the spot, as if possessed by an evil spirit. Ye Chan's eyes widened. "Xiao Shen. Hold on. Are you in a dream? Oh my god, those tentacles are wrapped around her. No." He waved his stick frantically to protect her, but could only hit the air, and his face like a strong man twisted into despair. "I, Ye Chen, have been hot-blooded all my life, but I can't save you. Ye Chen, you beast." Qingqing gritted her teeth in the shallow dream. roaring in her heart. It hurts. This dream law amplifies fear tenfold. But I'm witty and I have a mirror. Reflection. They are afraid of light. She turned over violently, the sound of tearing trench coat echoing through the dream world. She held up the magnifying glass and pointed it at the cracked light source at the top of the dream world. A wisp of realistic neon seeped in. The runes on the mirror dance wildly, and the blue light reflects like a laser, turning into several sword lights and piercing the tentacles. Zitsy! The tentacles spasmed and screamed. The leaf runes shattered, black blood like ink splattered, and they retreated like defeated soldiers. The largest tentacle rushed towards it, but the beam penetrated the core and exploded into black mist. The fat ant screamed, "She deserves it. She's looking for death. Use her tentacles to suck her dry, it's our turn." The man in the suit broadcast live on his mobile phone, his voice trembling. "Fans look, the hero girl is going to GG." In reality, the square trembles. Blue light burst from the clear mirror and swept across the woman's body. The tentacles materialized and burned into ashes. The woman woke up with a cough and opened her eyes. The first thing she said was, "Thank you, thank you." The passers-by were dumbfounded. The fat woman's face turned pale and her legs softened and she knelt down. God! The monster retreated. Did she reflect the light? Those tentacles burned to ashes. The live broadcast room exploded. 100 million views. She is Superman. I laughed at her just now, but now I was wrong. Sister detective, accept me as a fan. Ji Yan's strong body felt like it was struck by lightning. The baton fell to the ground and his knees hit the ground. Hot blood and tears filled his eyes. Xiao Shun, you went into a dream and killed them. I saw with my own eyes that the beam of light shot out of the mirror and the tentacles were wiped out. Hot blood, I have never seen this kind of power. From now on, I will follow you to the death. I will give you all the police resources. Ye Chen, I will fight with you. He climbed up and hugged Qingqing's shoulders. His eyes were as red as rabbits, and he was trembling with admiration. The engine roared, a black car stopped, and Sheng Yan pushed the door open and walked out. This best friend is wearing a smart OL outfit. Her long hair is tied up. Her eyes are as calm as ice behind the frames, and she shows off her sinister temperament. She scanned the scene, the data tablet flashed, and her voice was plain and prickly. Qingqing, you are grabbing the top prize again. The data shows that the tentacle invasion mode. Leaf runes are keyholes. Each tentacle is connected to a miniature dream door, absorbing fear and feeding back to the main dream door. The logic is simple. Reality fog gas is the catalyst, and Ye Chen's company's emission peak coincides with the time when red dots erupt in the city. You reflect the beam and cut off the energy circuit. Perfect. She pushed up her glasses and smiled sinisterly. But don't do it alone next time, idiot detective. My analysis is the way to go. He gasped and exited the dream. His windbreaker was burnt black. His forehead was dripping with cold sweat. But a witty smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. It's cool. Press low, bounce high. This was my first real pleasure. Ji Yan's passion, passers-by's kneeling in worship. Loneliness? Doesn't exist. She helped the woman up and whispered, "It's safe. Did you see Ye Chen in your dream?" The woman nodded and said in a weak voice, He said that the game was upgraded and more dream doors would be opened." Qingqing laughed loudly and held Sheng Yan's hand. "Miss Reason is here, a 3-person team.
Ye Yan acts, Yan logic, I charge bravely."
Ji Yan nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, Miss Sheng is analytical. I am responsible for destroying the scene." Passers-by gathered around, some handed water, some took photos, and the sound of admiration was like waves. The detective trio. Ye Chen is finished. Sheng Yan's tablet flashed, her face changed slightly, and her dark voice was low. Wait a minute, the data dug into Ye Chen's files. His true identity is not an ordinary rich young man. A celebrity in Phantom City, the actual person in charge of Ye's Miss Technology, and a former member of the Dream World Guardian Association, the legendary awakened organization. He rebelled, and opening the Dream Gate is not an invasion, but a crazy plan to reshape reality. The connection point of the mansion has increased by 200%. He is waiting for us. Qingqing held the magnifying glass tightly. Blue light illuminated the faces of the 3 people, and her heart boiled with fighting spirit. Celebrity. Traitor of the Guardian Society? The game has really begun. Ye Chen smashed his fists into his palms. Attack the mansion. Sheng Yan pushed up her glasses. Plan first, you hot-blooded idiot. The sea of neon lights pulsates over the square, and the remaining black mist wraps around the edge of the fountain like a ghost. Passers-by are still whispering, and their eyes peek at the trio from time to time. Their adoring eyes are like ashes stuck to the clear black windbreaker. Swinging her sweaty bangs, the magnifying glass pulsed warmly in her palms. She glanced at Sheng Yan's tablet and said with a witty smile, 200% connection in the mansion? Ye Chen, this handsome devil, is waiting for us to come to your door? Okay, let's not rush in yet. Ji Yen, with your police resources, give me a floor plan of Ye's fog technology, plus surveillance blind spots around the mansion. Sheng Yan pushed the frame of the mirror, the corners of her sinister lips slightly hooked, and her flat fingers flying. Hot-blooded idiot, don't yell. The data has been collected. Ye Chen's residence is at the top of Phantom Mountain, Huanhai Villa District, and there are 3 fog emission towers nearby, which correspond to the peak of tentacle catalysis. The blind spot is in the back mountain forest, so it is best to sneak in disguise. Qingqing, your machine, I have the reporter equipment in my car. She glanced at Qingqing and said in a calm voice, don't go it alone, stupid detective. Logic is king. I infer that Ye Chen's reshaping reality is to use mist to open the dream door and inject the laws of the dream world into reality. Fear becomes energy, and the city becomes his playground. Ji Yan's strong chest puffed up, and his face was stained with tears. He saluted with a snap, and his voice was like thunder. No problem. Shaoshenli I Ji Yan will fight for it. The police logistics will be transmitted to Ms. Shang's tablet within 10 minutes. He grabbed the walkie-talkie, poked the body of the walkie-talkie with his rough fingers, and shouted with passion. Oldly, the fog technology is fully equipped, the blind area around Ye Chen's mansion. Hurry up. We are going to take down the traitor's lair. When the passers-by heard this, their eyes widened and a young girl screamed. The detective listens to the girl. She is really the queen of detectives. Ye Chen. That fog tycoon? It's over. The handsome rich man has dirty information. In the apartment area, Xia Wanqing curled up on Qingqing's old sofa, holding her knees with her little hands, and her pure face was still frightened. She heard the door lock turning and jumped up. Sister Yin, Sister Qingqing won, right? Those tentacles are so evil. Ye Chen laughed so hard in the dream. Sheng Yan handed over the video on the tablet, and the Qingqing screen popped up. Wanqing dear, tell me, what did Ye Chen's mansion look like in the dream? What are the runes? The girl bit her lips and recalled shyly. Blushing crept up her cheeks. He has flowing silver hair and is super handsome, but his eyes are deep. The mansion is like a crystal palace, and there is a mist tower in the surrounding woods. The leaf runes on the top of the tower are flashing. He said. Feeds are pouring in, and the night of remodeling is approaching. Sister Qingqing, come on, I will draw it for you. She grabbed a pen and paper, quickly scribbled a simple picture and sent it to the tablet. Her pure voice was full of anger. He is handsome, but he is so sinister. Like a vixen. Qingqing's heart flashed like lightning. Traitor of the Guardian Society? The higher level circle, the Dream World Awakener organization. The lonely detective has been upgraded, and now has brains, muscles, and data. Ye Chen, you have a sinister heart hidden under your handsome appearance. You can see the real story in the game. She nodded and smiled briskly. Let's go. Let's contact Xia Wanqing first. That innocent girl saw Ye Chen in her dream to add clues. The siren sounded again. Ji Yan's police car took the lead, and Sheng Yan's black car followed. The 3 cars shot towards the top of the mountain like arrows. The night wind howled, and the lights of Phantom City shrunk into a star underfoot. Perfect compliment. Sheng Yan nodded darkly. The leaf runes confirm the keyhole, and the mansion's forest hides a miniature dream door. Qingqing haha's inner monologue. Wanqing, this little cutie, never loses her chain at critical moments. A trio plus 1 cute person is invincible. The convoy has arrived at the foot of the mountain. Ji Yan stops at the blind spot and whispers passionately. The forest behind the mountain is a blind spot for surveillance. Servants patrol every half hour. and our police officers blocked the front door. The depressing atmosphere was like being under a net. Qingqing put on the reporter's outfit provided by Sheng Yan, fake glasses, microphone, and a name tag flashing, Phantom Daily Special Correspondent Shen. She took a deep breath and rehearsed in her mind. Let's make clichés first and explore the truth. But the servant was on alert. When he saw her approaching, he shouted harshly. Reporter! Get out! Mr. Ye has no visitors, this Lin the restricted area. Security guards gathered around and 5 or 6 strong men surrounded them, mocking like knives. You little girl, why are you pretending to be a detective? Last time you were on the hot search on Square News. This is Ye's territory, are you looking for death? A bald security guard spat, and the lamplight pointed directly at Qingqing's face. The fog tower is high-tech, don't take pictures randomly. Otherwise, I will arrest you. Ye Chen hid behind the tree, clenched his passionate fists, and his strong body trembled. How dare these bastards bully Xiao Shan? I rushed out and smashed them. Sheng Yan held on and whispered in a dark voice. Idiot plan. Qingqing is smarter. Qingqing ignored her eyes and sneered in her heart. Laugh at me, keep me down, and I'll explode later. She pretended to be aggrieved, and her voice was soft and charming. Uncles, don't be mean. Just ask about the smog emissions. I heard that the serial nightmares are related to the Yi family? The young master is handsome and famous, and he doesn't hide his dirt, right? The servant's eyes dodged and his hands shook when smoking. Nonsense. The young master is seniors of the Guardian Association. The mist purifies the air. However, there have been strange sounds in the forest recently. Tentacles?
Impossible.
He glanced at the mist tower and lowered his voice. The crack at the bottom of the tower was flashing with red light. The young master sealed it himself, but last night, there was a woman screaming from inside. Gold mine? Qingqing asked wittily. Woman? The victim of the nightmare? Young Master Yi is handsome on the outside, but he is sinister in controlling the dream gate. The servant's face turned pale and his legs went limp for half a step. You? How do you know about the dream gate? The young master said that it was a reshaping plan. Reality is too messy, so we have to use the dream world to shuffle the cards. Servants like us can only follow orders to emit mist and feed those things. The security guards stared wide-eyed, looking at each other as if they were seeing ghosts. Is Mr. Yi crazy? Are you telling the truth? Young Master Yi, is he really evil? The handsome rich second generation is playing in the dream world. Qingqing stabbed again. Where is the evidence? The connection point at the bottom of the tower. The servant collapsed and pointed to the mist tower. That. There are the most red dots, and the miniature dream door is open. But you reporters don't mess around. The young master will die if he notices it. On the top of the Phantom Mountain, Ye Chen's mansion is entrenched like a giant beast. The sea breeze and mist blow against the face. The crystal wall of the villa reflects the moonlight and is faintly distorted into a ghost. The surrounding forest is shrouded in thick fog, and among the swaying shadows of the trees, 3 fog towers are humming and rotating. The white mist is like a living snake crawling on the ground, with red connections vaguely emerging. The security patrol lamp was shaking, and a middle-aged man who looked like a servant was smoking and leaning against a tree, muttering. The young master locked the house again tonight. The fog emissions doubled and weird things happened one after another. Deep in the forest, the buzz of the 3 fog towers intensified. The white mist condensed into a small dreamgate fissure, half a meter in diameter. Black vortexes rolled inside. Several snake-like tentacles poked out. Lifrunes flickeret, whispering, fit invasion. The fog crawled towards the patrol car on the roadside, and the lights twisted into ghost eyes. A private car passed by and the driver screamed and braked. Monster! The tentacles are wrapped around the tires. The tentacles twisted flexibly, sucking fear. The driver's face turned pale, and he murmured in his sleep, Prince Ye feed. The servants and security guards around were sluggish, and the fat security guard's legs were shaking. It's over. The miniature dream gate broke out, and the forest is about to fall. That reporter girl just tried to trick us, and now the tentacles are here, she is dead. Sheng Yan's tablet record, and the shady analysis. Evidence locked. Servant testimony plus emission peak matching tentacle mode. Ye Chen personally sealed the dream gate to prove control. Sheng Yan couldn't help but rushed out, flashed his police badge and shouted passionately, "Police! Lao Wang, follow me, protect witnesses." The security guards were dumbfounded and knelt down to beg for mercy. "Officer, spare your life. We didn't know. Marshal Yi is handsome with a dark heart, and he plays games with human lives in his dreams." Qingqing's heart beat like a drum, and her inner monologue was stormy. "Small problem. Suppress despair before finding an easy solution. Friends, watch me bounce." She raised a magnifying glass, pointed it at the crack at the bottom of the tower, and scanned with blue light. Her field of vision stretched, and shallow dreams overlapped. Blood mist rolled in the tower, tentacles were like a tide, 5 thick snakes rushed towards her, and the suckers at the top sprayed sweet mist straight into her mind. Fear amplified and hallucinations struck. A lonely childhood, the collapse of the city. She staggered, fell into the fog pool, and her windbreaker became sticky again. The tentacles roared together. "Detective! New information!" The largest one wrapped around her waist and sucked on it with a suction cup. She was heartbroken and roared in her heart. "It hurts. But here's the wit." Sheng Yan added Xiao Wanqing's clue. "The runes on the top of the tower. Reflection upgrade." She rolled to her feet, the sound of her windbreaker tearing echoed in the dream world. She held the mirror high and pointed it at the leaf runes on the top of the mist tower of reality. The blue light gathered, no longer a single beam, but the mirror body rotated, erupting into a network of light. Like the laser net covering the dream door, the runes sizzled and shattered, the tentacles spasmed and black blood spurted out. The core energy circuit was broken. Boom! Dash! The small dream door collapsed. The mist tower trembled, the white mist evaporated, and the tentacles were wiped out. Sheng Yan's eyes were wide open, his strong body rushed forward, and the baton was waving wildly in the air. "Xiao Shen, are you dreaming again? The tentacles are wrapped around her legs." "No." He roared to protect her, and tears of blood came again. "Sheng Yan smashed the place, but I can only stare. Ye Chen is a sinister beast." The data on Sheng Yan's tablet flashed wildly, with a sinister belly. His face twisted for the first time. "The energy circuit is strengthened. Ordinary reflection is not enough." Qingqing insists, "The leaf runes on the top of the tower are the key." The servants knelt down and cried. "The reporter girl wants G. We said too much. The tentacles retaliate. The forest is over. Young Master Ye's illusion of being handsome is all a conspiracy." Ji Yanzhuang's knees hit the ground, and his hot-blooded body shook like a leaf. "Xiao Shen, are you upgrading the optical network? The 3 towers were sealed. I saw it with my own eyes. As hot-blooded as I am, I worship you to the bone. The police have all the resources. Not only brothers are here." He climbed up and hugged Qingqing, his eyes shining with admiration. Sheng Yan pushed up her glasses and smiled darkly. "Perfect circuit cut off. Logical verification. Ye Chen's evidence is ironclad. His reconstruction plan is to use a mist tower to connect the main gate of the dream realm, and the Guardian Association circle is even higher. It is rumored to be backed by the nobles of the dream realm." Servant Lao Wang crawled closer and trembled. "Young Master's basement. There is a blueprint for the big dream gate. Handsome in appearance, mad at heart. Complaining about his handsomeness? Bah, insidious fox. Realistic forest earthquake." The blue light network swept through the 3 towers from the clear mirror, and the cracks were sealed. The servants and security guards glared like copper bells, and the fat security guard's fat face was twisted and he knelt forward. "God light network. All the tentacles were burned out. She didn't go in, so she just stood there and reflected. I just mocked her for seeking death. And now? The detective reporter invincible. Yi Xiao's mansion is over. Live broadcast. Lindsay was saved. 100 million fans knelt down. The driver woke up from the car with tears streaming down his face. Thank you, girl. The prince in my dream is broken." Qingqing gasped and exited, and the corner of her mouth quirked up intelligently. "It's so exciting. Suppress the sarcasm and kneel down. The world expands, the Guardian Association, the nobles of the dream world. The partners are warm and the loneliness is bye-bye." She pulled Sheng Yan and slapped Ji Yan. "It's a small win. I'm complaining about Ye Chen handsome shell rotten core. Wan Qing's clue is good. Next step is the inside of the mansion. Xia Wanqing's video message popped up, and she screamed innocently, "Sister Qingqing is awesome. Is the rune I drew right? Keep up the good work." The clear pupils are still trembling in the reflection of Ye Chen's silver-haired abyss eyes in the mirror. The blue light is beating like a heart. The night sky of Phantom City seems to be torn open by invisible black hands. The remaining fog in the surrounding forest is still crawling. The servants are slumped on the ground. The fat security guard's fat face is twisted into a mixture of admiration and fear. He murmurs like a mantra. "Detective Queen, that handsome guy's ghost in the mirror, is he staring at us? It's over. The forest is sealed, and he is taking revenge." Lao Wang's servant stepped forward on his knees and pointed in the direction of the mansion with trembling fingers. The blueprint of the basement. The young master's playground, the city center square. He personally said that the remodeling banquet is about to begin. The security guards all gasped, and a young man knelt down with weak legs. "We just complained about young Master Ye's handsome appearance, and now the mirror confirms the sinister nature. Girl divine mirror, save the whole city." Ji Yan's strong body stood in front of Qingqing like an iron tower. His hot-blooded eyes stared into the mirror. His rough hands clenched the baton, and his voice sounded like thunder in the forest. "Ye Chen, you beast! Dare you provoke Xiao Shen?" The police cordoned off the top of the mountain. The brothers quickly surrounded the mansion. But he glanced at his sweaty bangs with rare hesitation on his hot-blooded face. "Queen, your mirror is overloaded and your face is pale. Get out first. Rest the apartment and analyze this ghostly image. Miss Sheng, prepare the data." Sheng Yan's flat fingers were flying like butterflies, and her eyes were sharply scanning the mirror behind the dark frame. Image lock. Ye Chen's energy signature matches the remnants of the fog tower, and the 10-meter diameter large dream gate in the city center will collapse within half an hour. Logic first, rest and supplies, the interior blueprint of the mansion and other police raids. She cleared her arms and said in a calm and gentle voice, "Stupid detective, don't be pushy. See you at the apartment. Wanqing's cute guy is waiting to worship you." The three of them laughed happily, and Ji Yan said enthusiastically, "Punch it in, Sheng Yan. Plan first." While they were discussing, the magnifying glass suddenly overloaded. The mirror body is scorching blue light flashes crazily. Red dots in the city explode like blood stars. The largest pulse in the central square is like a heart. Ye Chen's shadow appears, silver-haired abyss eyes curled up in smiles. "Detective, the tower is sealed? The game has been upgraded. A large dream door has opened. In the center of the city, there is a Honkai banquet. Welcome to play." Qingqing's pupils shrank suddenly. Not good. The night wind howled, and the three convoys descended the mountain like black arrows. The police sirens wailed low to avoid surveillance. The sea of lights in the Phantom City pulsed beneath their feet, and the neon reflected on the car windows turned into dreamy fragments. Qingqing leaned on the back seat of Sheng Yan's car, closing her eyes and panting. The girl's body trembled slightly under the reporter's uniform. Her fake glasses were askew, and the microphone cord was wrapped around her legs. Her inner monologue came briskly. "It's time to change clothes, show off your girlish charm? Friends, wait and see me transform from a down-and-out detective to a bestie. Ye Chen has a big conspiracy, so take a break first." Sheng Yan drove the car, looking sideways and darkly. "The hot-blooded idiot will take the lead. See you at the apartment. Qingqing, put away your lonely face. Tonight is a best friend's night." The light bulbs in the corridor of the dilapidated apartment flickered like a will-o'-the-wisp. Qingqing pushed open the mottled wooden door, and the familiar musty smell mixed with the aroma of coffee hit her face. Xia Wanqing curled her legs up and waited on the old sofa in the living room, her pure ponytail swaying, holding hot cocoa in her little hands. When she saw the door open, her eyes instantly lit up. "Xingqian. Sister Qingqing. Sister Yan. Lindsay's victory?" The tentacles were burned by the mirror light network. "I listened to Lao Wang's testimony via video call. Mr. Ye's underground blueprint is so insidious." She jumped up and hugged Qingqing's waist, her delicate body pressed against her, and a blush crawled on her cheeks. "Sister, the windbreaker is ruined, replace it with me. New clothes. The coffee shop uniform is super cute, showing off her girlish charm." Ji Yan rushed in with his strong body and squeezed the door frame. laughing enthusiastically and carrying a big bag of barbecue takeaway. The Queen's apartment. The police information has arrived, and the Ye family plus brother team are in place. Eat first, replenish your strength and smash the big door. The servant Lao Wang was escorted and he shrank down the corner of the sofa, trembling. Witness, there is a blueprint wall in the basement of Mr. Ye's residence, and the symbol of the nobles of the dream world is flashing. He said with a smile, feeding feast, reshaping the throne. The light in the apartment is warm and yellow, and the city night view outside the window is like a river of stars. Xiao Wanqing's graffiti and dream pictures are scattered on the old carpet. The air is filled with the aroma of barbecue and girls' body fragrance, and the despair after the oppressive battle in the forest is like a fog. Qingqing felt warm in her heart. Everyday life is extraordinary. The rhythm of the light novel is here. The ridicule is over and the bond is heating up. She took off her black reporter uniform, and her windbreaker fell off her shoulders, revealing the tight vest underneath that outlined the girl's curves. Her slender waist and long legs were elongated in the shadow of the lamp. Xiao Wanqing screamed and handed over the pink and blue coffee shop uniform. A ruffled short skirt and a white shirt with a bow tie. Full of benefits. I wear it for my sister.
Pure detective. So handsome.
Qing blinked wittily, turned around and changed her clothes. Her skirt fluttered and her back was turned to everyone. The girl's skin shone like moonlight. Ji Yanzhuang's face instantly turned red, and he turned around with a passionate stutter. Ahem! Queen's charm. I will make skewers. Lao Wang's eyes widened and he murmured. Journalist girl turns into a fairy? Young Master Yi loses miserably. Sheng Yan pushed up the frame of her glasses and hooked her lips. Stupid detective benefits are online. Logic tells me that this is a team morale buff. Guests always take a peek. Now here is my sister wearing a cute fighting outfit. Everyone sat around the sofa, the barbecue was steaming, and the air started to complain. Qingqing bit the string and said wittily. Ye Chen is handsome and silver-haired? The vixen in the dream, the fog tower is sealed and the large door is upgraded. It is ridiculous as light. The villain of the novel. A celebrity on the outside, playing with human lives in the amusement park on the inside. Ji Yan gushed hotly. Yes, the intelligence said that the fog technology emission record, the peak last night corresponded to the red dot pulsation in the square. He used the company to cover the dream world invasion. The brothers were furious and vowed to die. With the queen. Xiao Wanqing pouted innocently and shared her daily relief. I often see office workers in the square in my coffee shop. Before the nightmare I dreamed of Ye Chen's prince asking me to dance and I woke up evil. Now sister, save me, return to my daily life, and invite the whole team for coffee tomorrow, sweet blessing. The atmosphere was as relaxed as honey, with faint traffic outside the apartment and endless laughter inside. Lao Wang gradually relaxed and complained. The crystal walls of the young master's residence are beautiful, the underground blueprints are full of Guardian Association symbols, and the shadows of the nobles' black-winged humanoids. He said, Allies feed, reality shuffles. Sheng Yan unfolded the tablet, and the sinister analysis. Foreshadowing. Ye Chen is not the only ghost in the Guardian Association. The Dream World nobles support. The large door may connect to higher levels. City center plan, next logical path. Police Fong Fong closed the street. Our trio plus Wanqing video. The magnifying glass penetrated the core pulse, and the upgraded version of the reflective light network sealed it. Ji Yan nodded like a pound of garlic, and punched his palms with passion. Information added. Police surveillance captured Ye Chen entering the square last night. In the underground passage, the fog convoy is following, and the team of brothers has been ambushed, waiting for the queen's order. Xiao Wanqing hugged her knees innocently, her eyes worshipping Qingqing. Sister, you are smart. Do you like the runes Wanqing drew? It's so cool for an everyday girl to become a detective assistant. Qingqing chews skewers. The charm of a girl blooms under the pink and blue skirt, and the inner monologue surges. My partner's eyes are warm. Ji Yan worships me. Yinan has a clarinet. Wanqing is cute and dependent. But what about loneliness? Before picking up the mirror, the detective in Phantom City had no one to ask, and it was only after the invasion of the dream world that he saw his true self. She put down the string, her voice was rare and soft, and she opened her heart. You know? In front of the mirror, I am a lonely ghost. My parents died in an accident in the dream world. Detective work cannot touch the truth of nightmares. Clients mock me as a little girl playing cosplay. The apartment is empty at night, and I always dream of black fog swallowing the city. Now I feel so happy with you. After saying this, the apartment was silent for a moment. Xia Wanqing's innocent eyes burst into tears, and she threw herself into her arms. Sister, lonely bye-bye, I will always support you in my coffee shop. The #1 innocent girl fan. She clasped her little hands, her shy blush deepened, and everyone's eyes were focused on her. Ji Yanzhuang burst into tears again and patted his chest with passion. Queen, you are as passionate as me. From the moment you worship in the square, you will swear to death. Police brothers pull up all loneliness? Doesn't exist. Lao Wang knelt down and trembled. I betrayed Mr. Yi, the girl is saved. Sheng Yan finally put down the tablet, with a rare gentleness on her dark face, stood up and hugged her shoulders with a rational voice. Rusi. Stupid detective, logic has already been calculated. You are witty and brave. Loneliness is a thing of the past. We are the bonding network, the guardian of the nobles. Large gate. Data plus optical network plus blood plus cuteness. The invincible equation. She touched the frame of the mirror to clear her forehead, and the interaction between her best friends was like an electric current, and Qingqing's heart melted. Yin comforts. Reason stabs the weak point. The bond is strengthened. Xiaotian before the big crisis. Everyone laughed and continued to eat barbecue. The plan was refined. Starting at 2 o'clock in the morning, the underground passage of the square was penetrated, and the optical network was preheated. It was dark outside the window, and there was a faint red light pulsing in the direction of Phantom City Plaza. The lights in the apartment were warm and noisy. Just when Qingqing wittily curled her lips and said, Perfect, let's hit the banquet next time. A sudden black mist seeped in from the crack of the door, like a living snake crawling on the carpet. The light bulbs in the apartment flickered violently, and the air was sweet and rancid. Ye Chen's phantom slowly appeared in the air, with silver hair flying. Abyss looked down at everyone with crooked eyes and smiled. Detective team, have a good rest? The tower is sealed to no avail, the large dream gate is hungry, and the square is serving a banquet for thousands of people. Are you all here for dessert? The black mist reached out to the window. Xia Wanqing screamed and hugged Qingqing. Ji Yan jumped up with blood. Sheng Yan's tablet rang wildly, and Qingqing's mirror was hot in her hand. You dare to break into my apartment? With a flick of her clear pink and blue skirt, the girl's curves cut through the shadow of the lamp like a sharp blade. The hot old magnifying glass jumped into the palm of her hand. The blue light on the mirror exploded like a starburst, reflecting her witty eyes into an abyss of cold light. The black mist tentacles danced wildly like a living snake, and the sweet and rancid smell penetrated into the nose. The carpet in the apartment instantly corroded into pits. Xia Wanqing screamed innocently and hugged her waist tightly, her little hands trembling with tears. Sister! The mist snake bites the leg, it's so itchy. The ghost prince Ye Chen is here to invite you to dance with nightmares again. The hooks at the end of the tentacles swelled and aimed at everyone's throats. The light bulb exploded and sparks flew everywhere, and the living room fell into semi-darkness. Ji Yan roared with passion like a lion awakening. His strong body knocked over the barbecue table, and he swung his baton into a storm. His thick arm muscles twisted and smashed 2 fog snakes. Beast! You can't even tolerate rest? Brothers, the intercom calls, the apartment is locked down. He said. The stick hit the head and tentacles, black juice splashed on the hot ground, the bloody face was twisted with anger, but the steps were slightly swaying, the mist penetrated the skin, hallucinations flooded the brain, muttering, Queen, I saw my parents die in a dream, old dreams come back. Lao Wang's servant shrank to the corner of the sofa, her fat face turned pale and she stepped back on her knees with a shrill voice. Young master's mark. This is the tentacle for warning. The apartment has become a feeding point, and the main banquet in the square will be warmed up first. Sheng Yan's tablet blared the alarm wildly, her eyes behind the black frame were like daggers. She flew to protect Xia Wanqing, and the sexual voice pierced the chaos. The logic collapsed by 5%, the tentacle mode was upgraded, the Lindsay optical network left behind the photophobia. The stupid detective, the mirror was upgraded, and the scanning frequency was locked. The data shows that the phantom energy originated from the pulsation of the square, and the backlash channel is about to open. Everyone was overwhelmed with despair. Black mist covered the curtains like a tide, tentacles burst out from the cracks in the door. The apartment shook like an earthquake. Xia Wanqing's pure face was pale and she stuck to her clear vest, gasping, "Sister! An ordinary girl can't bear it. The nightmare prince laughs at me stupid." Ji Yan's baton broke and he knelt down to gasp for breath. The black juice burned his arms and smoked. Lao Wang cried and curled up into a ball. "It's over, the rebellion was in vain. Master Yi feeds our whole family." Sheng Yan tablet. The screen is cracked. The belly is black and the lips are biting white. The energy peak exceeds the standard. Rest becomes a slaughterhouse. Qingqing loneliness returns. The air is as sweet as poisonous honey. The lights turn off. Ye Chen's phantom silver hair flutters in the darkness, and the abyss eyes look down with a smile. "Dessert warm-up, detective. Come to the core of the square alone. Otherwise the apartment will collapse first." The ridicule is like a needle piercing the heart. The electric light in Qingqing's heart flashes. Suppression is coming. The partner is desperate. Ye Vixen wants to separate? If you want to be strong, you should suppress it first. Mirror is my ace. Be cool and charge up. "Shut up, handsome trash." The clear girl's voice burst into the night sky. The hem of her pink and blue skirt swirled wildly. She held up the magnifying glass. The mirror was like a black hole absorbing the black mist. The blue light suddenly escalated. The residual heat of the overload melted the old marks. New veins burst out like blood vessels. The golden talisman on the edge of the mirror flashed dream world peeping true body lock. The upgraded version of the light network pours out from the mirror, like a laser spider web instantaneous apartment. The tentacles evaporate when touched, and the black juice turns into ashes and drifts away. Xia Wanqing's eyes widened. Her innocent little mouth was O-shaped. She hugged her waist and doubled her strength and screamed, "Sister's mirror has evolved. The golden talisman is super handsome. The light net burns the mist snake like fireworks. My legs are itching, fairy sister." Ji Yan's strong body trembled. Blood and tears mixed with black juice. He got up and punched the ground and worshipped. "Queen's mirror. Break the stick to save your life, brothers. Have you seen it? Apartment Guanghai, you beasts, get out." Lao Wang's fat face twisted into worship, knelt up and kissed the ground. Blanket gray. "Rebellion is worth it. Mirror Queen, I've memorized all the blueprints. The noble black wings are weak." Sheng Yan restarted the tablet. Her dark eyes lit up and pushed the frame. Upgrade confirmed. The peak module unlocks the connection to Ye Chen's true body, and the energy backlash channel is stable. The logic is perfect. Stupid detective. Handsome. Ye Chen's phantom twisted and screamed. His silver hair burned. The black mist retreated like a defeated dog through the cracks in the door. The apartment bulbs returned to light, and warm yellow light filled the messy living room. The camera closes with a clear breath. The pink and blue uniform is sticky with sweat and outlines the slender waist and long legs. The girl's charm is exposed in the afterglow of victory, and the inner monologue is brisk. The partner's reaction is perfect. Lonely? Doesn't exist. At 2 o'clock in the morning, people walked up the square and smashed the large door. Ji Yan jumped up with enthusiasm, patted her shoulder with his strong arm, blushed and stammered. "Queen, the intelligence update. The brother team is in place in the square. The fog convoy remains in the underground passage. The street closure is activated." Xia Wanqing wiped her tears innocently, cleared her hands and turned around with a sweet smile. Sisterly pretends to be invincible in battle. Wanqing's video support. Draw a new version of the Black Wing Talisman. Sheng Yan stood up. He prepared a car key with a sinister hook on his lips. Data navigation, aristocratic foreshadowing. "Let's go, the hot-blooded fool will lead the way." Lao Wang stood tremblingly. "I will guide the way." The blueprint of the mansion matches the square underground. The morale of the team was like a rocket. The remaining barbecue was crushed, and the 3 cars rushed out of the apartment like panthers. Under the lights of the night sea of Phantom City, the red pulse of the downtown square was like a beating heart. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the crowds in the square dispersed. The neon tower shadow stretched into ghost claws. The police brother team blocked it with iron barrels, and the surrounding fog technology exhaust pipes hummed faintly. Ji Yan's walkie-talkie roared. Queen's team enters in trance. The underground entrance is hidden at the base of the fountain in the square. The iron grill is corroded and half open, and the black mist is like breathing. The clear pink and blue dress fluttered in the night breeze. The magnifying glass warmed up the golden light, and the leader jumped in. Ye Chen's party, detective's best friend Detective Mo helps, all destroyed. The blueprint of the veins on the inner wall of the passage appeared. The black wing talisman of the Guardian Association was lit, the rotten smell intensified, and the team's footsteps echoed like war drums. Deep into the middle dreamland, the huge mouth of the dream gate suddenly appeared. A 10-meter diameter vortex, with tens of thousands of tentacles on the edge, like a tsunami and a black python rushing towards the face. The laws of the dream world distorted gravity. The walls turned into flesh and crawled, and the screams were deafening. Xiao Wanqing's video screen trembled and she screamed innocently, "Sister! Legion Nightmare! The prince's Black Wing army is on the screen." Ji Yan rushed forward with his baton replaced by a special stun gun made by the police, and his body was as strong as a tank to sweep away. "Cover the queen! Brothers, warm up the fog emission bomb." The gunfire flashed and the juice from the broken tentacles spattered, but the Legion regenerated endlessly. His arms burned again, his face was blurred with sweat and blood, and he knelt and gasped, "Fuck, countless queen, I can't hold on, my blood is running cold." Sheng Yan scanned the tablet, and her dark voice said urgently, "Algorithm maze, the reorganization period of the tentacle group is 17 seconds. The core of the noble black wings has not appeared. The energy peak? Stupid detective peak." The old king backed away with weak legs trembling. "Boss at the end of the blueprint. Feeding throne, young Master Ye's personal guard." Qingqing's heart was as depressed as an abyss. The sea of despair in the Legion, and the companions are mocking their own powerlessness? Suppress it to the bottom first, lock the mirror and bounce up. The tentacle sea swallowed the team. Sheng Yan's tablet shattered and pushed over. Her dark eyes looked desperate. The logic is broken. Ji Yan's gun barrel fell to the ground red hot. "Queen, run!" The black python wrapped its legs and pulled. The rotten juice burned the skin, and the gravity of the dream was like a mountain collapse. The clear pink and blue dress was dyed black. The girl's body was lifted up by the pythons. The magnifying glass fell dangerously, and she roared in her heart. "A moment of loneliness? No, the bond is there, it's so exciting. Upgrade real body peeping." The golden talisman on the mirror exploded. She held it behind her back and pierced into the core of the vortex. The beam of light penetrated the Legion like a heavenly sword. The blue and gold light network expanded for 100 meters, and the sea of tentacles evaporated into mist and rain. The picture was perfect. The severed limbs of the black python fell like fireworks, and the edge of the dream gate burst into stars. The supporting cast reacted explosively. Ji Yanzhuang's eyes widened and he shouted with tears in his eyes, "God!" The queen slashed the sea with her mirror sword. Brothers witnessed it, and the blood was renewed tenfold. Sheng Yan picked up the tablet, with a dark face and a trembling mirror. "The data is crazy, peak unlocked. Ye Chen's real body connection. Descendants of the demigods in the dream world, Blackwing bloodline. Revenge against humanity, parents died in reality, dream hunting, invasion shuffle the throne." Her fingers flew to crack the algorithm, and the tablet was reborn to project the maze flaw. The weak point frequency is 17.3 seconds, the reflective light network is locked. Lao Wang knelt down and worshipped with tears streaming down his face. The blueprint is alive. The queen destroyed the army, and the nobles are finished. The light net swept wildly, the remnants of the Legion were burned out, and the gatekeeper boss emerged, a giant black-winged humanoid, with a wingspan that covered the sky, and a clone of Ye Chen with silver-haired fangs roaring, "Blood of demigods feeding thousands of people." The boss's wing blade slashed into the air, and the gravity field suppressed the team and vomited blood. Qingqing's inner monologue. "Lower the bullet and raise it. The boss is laughing at me, little girl." The hem of her skirt flew up. The mirror sword pierced the connection point. Golden light exploded in the boss's chest, and the true image emerged. Ye Chen, a young boy, witnessed his parents' death in his dream. The abyss was blazing with hatred. "Humans are hunting our tribe, reshape it." Sheng Yan's algorithm missile. The wing root is blind for 17 seconds. Ji Yan's hot-blooded gun rain covered. Queen stab. Electric shock plus lightsaber combined attack. The boss's wings shattered to the ground. The army collapsed and the dream gate shrank. The climax was released, and the team panted underground. The remaining fog of the dream cleared away, and the police brothers rushed in and cheered. The queen is invincible. The city center was saved, and the banquet of thousands of people was over. Ye Chen held Qingqing in his arms and spun around, laughing with passion and red face. Charming beyond measure, god of war in pink skirt, I will burst into tears and swear to die as a fan. Come back, coffee is free. Sheng Yan hugged her waist and the frame touched her forehead gently. Stupid detective, demigod foreshadowing, logical bond wins. Celebrating the second round of barbecue.
Lawan kids Willy. Debeliso Estasi.
The clear girl smiled. Her pink and blue skirt was alluring and sweaty, and her heart felt happy. Partners worship the sea, loneliness is forever by. The character's charm is perfect in light novels. Everyone fist bumped in celebration, and Ye Chen's afterimage escaped from the core of the dream gate while laughing. The silver-haired abyss's eyes were clear, and his voice penetrated the brain like silk. Detective, it's a good show alone. The core of the dream world, waiting for you to seal me personally, or become my queen. The vortex pulsed again and the red light surged. The vortex of red light surged like the heart of hell, and the pulsating roar shook the walls of the underground passage like flesh and blood. In the remaining mist, Ye Chen's silver hair disappeared in a flash, and the lingering voice of ridicule circled in his mind like a poisonous thorn. Call me personally, or become the queen? The clear pink and blue short skirt was stained with sweat and black juice. The girl's chest heaved violently, and veins popped out in the hand holding the mirror. The inner monologue was like lightning tearing apart the suppressed. Demigod Fox, inviting to be alone? Divide the trick, partners are here, don't even think about it. But red vein. The bigger door is in the suburbs. The residual heat of the golden talisman mirror burned the palm. The backlash channel buzzed as a warning. The blue light swept across the edge of the vortex, projecting a blur of abandoned factories in the suburbs, and the red dots were densely packed like ant nests. Ji Yan's strong body was still trembling from the afterglow of hot blood. The barrel of the electric stun gun was red and smoking. He wiped his face with sweat and blood, staring at the whirlpool with hot-blooded eyes. His voice was hoarse and breathless. Queen, this red light. The brother team scanned and the remnants of the fog convoy went straight to the abandoned factory in the suburbs. Ye Zhuxing escaped, and the banquet of thousands of people was over, but the city center is still suppressing, and the street closures are unstable. The police brothers rushed into the passage, the iron barrel formation lights were shaking, their faces turned pale and solemn, and a strong police officer leaned against the wall with his knees weak, trembling. After the bloody divine battle, this red mist seemed alive, biting people's legs, and hallucinations surged. In the dream, my parents died again. Lao Wang's fat body curled up in the corner of the aisle, blueprint paper rolled into a ball and hugged his chest. His fat face twisted with fear and dripping with sweat. He walked forward on his knees and screamed at La Jian's trousers. The black wings of the nobles are not just personal guards. The abandoned factory in the suburbs is a backup feed warehouse and a multi-door lair. Ye Xiao's demigod blood is all over the network, warming up the village before the collapse of reality. The air in the passage became more rotten, and the neon tower light penetrated from the ground, reflecting the shadows on everyone's faces like ghosts. Sheng Yan's dark eyes reflected red light from the frame. She picked up the broken tablet and restarted the projection with her slender fingers flying. Her voice of reason was as cold as a knife and suppressed. Data synchronization, red pulse frequency increases with 17.3-second periodic variation. Multiple doors confirmed 5 connection points in the suburban factory cluster. Collective victimization, the person is over 50, and nightmares invade simultaneously. Logical inference, Ye Chen's clone escapes and activates the registration. The city center is unstable, and rebounds within 3 hours. She pushed the frame, bit her lips in an unusual hurry, hugged Qingqing's waist and whispered, "Stupid detective, inviting alone is a trap, the team is bad. The Blackwing Bloodline Revenge mode is upgraded, and the energy peak is overloading the mirror." Xiao Wanqing's video screen trembled and jumped into everyone's handheld device. Her innocent face was pale and tears were still wet, and she waved the talisman paper with her little hand. "Sister!" The afterimage of the video transmission dream, the clue to the suburban factory dream, Prince Blackwing Army Q version, little soldiers, cute and chubby biting feet? No, it's scary. The victimized girls are screaming. The collective connection is covered in red threads. And the everyday coffee girls can't bear it. In the picture, the shadow of the factory flashes, the hooked teeth are dripping with juice. The girls are curled up and twitching, and the sweet smiles of nightmares echo. Qingqing's heart was churning like an abyss. My partner's face is filled with despair, his veins are red, and the feeling of loneliness is crawling up his spine again. There are many doors in the suburbs, the demigod game is upgraded. Suppress the valley first, and charge up the mirror sword. She threw off the hem of her sweaty pink and blue skirt. The girl's long legs crushed the remains of the tentacles. She held up the upgraded magnifying glass, and her golden talisman warmed up her eyes. The rest is over? Let's go to the suburbs. The leaf fox has a backup nest, the detective's best friend, the police detective's cute assistant, and the cute servant. Smash them all. The team's footsteps were heavy. Rushing out of the channel, the police brother team escorted 3 vehicles tearing through the night sea like panthers. The neon lights of Phantom City twisted into blood red. The fog on the suburban roads was like a wall. When the car lights penetrated, only the corroded barbed wire fence of the abandoned factory was visible. The buzzing exhaust pipes spit out black smoke. The screams in the distance were faint and like weeping. At 4 o'clock in the morning, a group of abandoned factories in the suburbs stood in the wilderness. The moonlight stretched the factory buildings like the backbone of a giant beast. The iron gate was half destroyed. Black mist breathed from the cracks. The potholes on the ground gathered into small lakes of rotten juice, reflecting the red-veined halo. The police team blocked the surrounding area with iron barrels. The police officers' faces were pale and their lights were shaking. Queen's team, there are more than 50 victims inside. Collective coma, fog bites, brother's legs are weak and they died in sleep. Ye Chen pushed open the iron fence with his strong arms and roared with blood. His voice trembled. Enter undercover electric shock plus fog explosion to warm up. Damn, this fog is as thick as soup. Hallucinations are flooding in. I saw my father being dream hunted when I was a child. Lao Wang's fat legs trembled, pointing to the blueprint and trembling. The 5-door nest of the main factory, the collective company of the number 1 factory building, not? Noble Q soldiers patrolling, cute black-winged hooks under the skin. Sheng Yan projected the factory blueprint on the flat screen, and her dark eyes scanned the despairing faces of everyone. Energy suppression, the victim's red thread resonates, logical disadvantages. A single door can be broken, multiple linkages collapse the edge of reality. Stupid detective, take a collective peek first. Xiao Wanqing's video message was pure and gasping. Sister, the clues in the dream. Q soldiers are afraid of the light network, but the group bites the legs and itch to death. The prince laughed. Suburban warm-up, full countdown. The lights in the factory were turned off, and the air was as sweet as a honey trap. 50 victims were curled up in a circle. The faces of men, women and children were twisted and twitching. Red threads extended from the eyebrows like spider webs. The nightmare reverberated. Feet, throne. A clear pink and blue dress fluttered in the rotting mist. The brave leader knelt down and suffered. A magnifying glass with a golden talisman attached to its eyebrows, golden light piercing the connection points, and a collective dream shadow projected on the mirror. A factory-style maze of flesh and blood, with multiple dream doors blooming like flower buds, 5 vortexes pulsing in sync, Q-version black-winged soldiers patrolling on a rolling basis, round and cute eyes with hooked teeth dripping juice, biting the girl's leg and pulling her into the door. Qingqing's hands were trembling, and her heart was filled with depression. There are many crises, dark clouds are pressing over the city, the sea of victims is desperate, and my partners are looking at me like a savior? Suppress it to the limit and play. The red veins backfired on the body of the mirror, and beads of sweat rolled down the girl's forehead. The pink and blue collar was slightly open, revealing the seductive arc of her collarbone. Ji Yinzhuang's eyes widened and his blood-blooded face turned pale. He pointed the gun barrel at the ground and murmured softly on his knees. Queen Mirror God. The collective red thread is like a heart. The 5 doors are pulsating. The brother team's nightmare is synchronized. The hot-blooded legs are itching, and I can't hold on. The police officers retreated and gathered around. The lamp beams swayed and trembled. The projection of the magic mirror is terrifying. The reality of opening multiple doors is terrible. Queen, save me. Lao Wang sat down with his fat body, blueprints scattered on the ground, crying. The spare nest is fully activated. Young Master Yi is a demigod. The traitorous servant feeds first. Sheng Yan pushed with evil intentions. The mirror leaned over and scanned the data frantically, and the sound of slender fingers tapping on the tablet was as fast as rain. During analysis, the resonance frequency is locked, the 17-second linkage weakness between doors, but the energy peak exceeds the load of the mirror. Logic warning. Exploring the hidden main door. Countdown to collapse in 2 hours. Qingqing too brave, retreat. Xiao Wanqing's video broke into tears. Sister. The Q soldiers were biting in a dream and the girls cried out. It's itchy to death, the daily life is gone. The clue. The main gate is hidden under the number 2 factory, and the rune Black Wing's kiss. Suppressed like a mountain avalanche, the Q version of the soldier rolled out from the cracks in the red silk, and pounced with cute round black wings. Its hook teeth instantly transformed into giant hooks, biting through the victim's leg flesh and pulling, causing black juice to splash into the pits of the factory floor. The victim screamed and woke up, but twitched and collapsed. The red threads danced wildly like whips to whip the team. Ji Yan's stun gun mopped up a few of them. He roared and gasped. Cute beast. Cute beast. Poisoned under the skin, brother's legs are burned. Hot blood is at a disadvantage. The group of soldiers regenerated. The factory building's gravity was distorted. The iron beams bent and fell, and the fog was as thick as a solid body and pressed against the chest. Qingqing's inner monologue exploded. My partner roared in despair. Qu Binghai laughed at my little girl. Mirror body lock easy to flip. Borderline nightmare sweep. The hem of her skirt jumped up wildly, holding the mirror sword behind her back to pierce the red silk net. The golden and blue light net expanded like a spider king. When the Q soldier touched it, the Q version of the fireworks exploded. Her cute eyes turned round and turned to dust, and the broken hooks were sprinkled on the ground like candy. The supporting characters' reactions are explosive. Ji Yan stood up with trembling blood in his strong body, laughing and clapped his legs with tears mixed with black juice. The queen easily kills Q Meng. The fireworks are cute. The blood is renewed, brothers look. The itching in the legs is gone. The magic mirror is invincible. The police officers stared in admiration, held the lights steady and cheered. God of War pink skirt. Q soldiers are unfinished, worship the max. Lao Wang's fat face twisted into tears of joy, climbed up and kissed the ashes. The blueprint soldiers are destroyed. The queen sweeps away frequent god. Show the way to the aristocratic main door. Sheng Yan's flat screen projection is bright, and her dark lips are hooked with a rare charming smile. She pushes the mirror and clears her arms. Rational confirmation, the edge is broken. The secret main door number 2 underground. The black wing charm kisses the lock. Stupid detective. Cute and brave. The team presses forward in a brisk rhythm. Qingqing bravely takes the lead and kicks open the iron gate of factory number 2. The rotten smell of the underground stairs fills the nose, and the hidden dream door looms, a 3-meter diameter vortex, with black wing symbols pulsing around the edge, and the red light reflects the gloomy faces of everyone. Ji Yan complained about the cuteness of the gun finger. The Q version of the monster in the dream world is cute? Scared me to pee when I first bit my leg. Now at the fireworks party, I have a perverted taste. Sheng Yan analyzed the projection with a dark belly. Run interpretation, demigod bloodline opened all over the network. 5 doors linked to the main core. Exploring. The clear mirror was pressed against the door edge. The golden talisman peeked into the depths, and he felt light in his heart. Full marks for my partner's complaints. The bond overcomes the depression, and it's refreshing to warm up in the suburbs. Suddenly, the golden talisman on the mirror flashed, projecting the giant shadow at the core of the dream world. The endless Red Sea vortex, with a full countdown. 1 hour, the edge of reality collapsed, and the dark clouds in the city sky topped. Ye Chen's silver smile echoed. Detective suburban side dishes, full queen's dance? The red veins surged, the underground shook. The underground stairs spasmed and twisted like the throat of a giant beast. The red veins swelled and spewed out blood mist. The flesh and blood on the walls squirmed and made a wet tearing sound. The iron beams broke and crashed, causing sparks to fly. The rancid and sweet air was like lead pressing down on the roof, and every breath was like swallowing poisonous honey. The 3-meter vortex of the secret main dream gate swirled wildly, and the edge of the kiss of the black wing rune pulsated faster. The red light reflected the team's face and stretched the shadow like a ghost. A red whip shadow emerged from the cracks in the ground and crackled in the air. The countdown was projected on the suspended mirror. 59 minutes and 52 seconds. The full Red Sea is about to engulf the suburbs. The black clouds in the phantom city sky have pressed to the horizon. The sirens in the distance are twisted into bloody wails. The clear pink and blue short skirt is soaked with mist juice and sticks to her legs. The girl's long hair is fluttering and sweat is flying. The veins in the hand holding the jade mirror are bulging. The golden talisman mirror is as hot as lava. The abyss in her heart is churning like a violent wave. The red vein tsunami is pressing down. The despair in the partner's eyes is like a knife piercing the heart, and the lonely black hole opens its mouth again. The demigod fox plays the whole network, warms up and massacres the village in the suburbs, and the screams of the victim Izumi echo in his mind. Suppressed to the bottom, the mirror heart gathers strength to break this oppressive cage. She bit her lip and the pink arc turned white, her brave eyes locked on the vortex, her voice was clear but trembling. The main door links 5 places and the weak point flashes in 17 seconds. Sheng Yan, the map interpretation. Ye Chen, seal the reality, the iron barrel explodes the fog. Lao Wang, the blueprint points to the maze road. Cute remnants will be wiped out. Ji Yan's strong body is full of blood, but his knees are weak. The barrel of the stun gun is red and dripping with juice. He wipes his face with black fog and sweat. His hot-blooded eyes stare at the pulsating whirlpool, and his rough voice breathes like a beast. Queen's Oracle. Brothers team full intercom. Upgrade iron barrels in the suburbs. Fog explosion plus power grid sealing around the 5th factory. The real end is welded to prevent red threads from escaping. But it shakes. Hot-blooded legs are itchy, and Meng's parents are dead. Bite your shoulders, hold on. He slapped his thighs and jumped up. The intercom barked the order, and the police brothers responded with deafening voices. Obey the queen. Lock down the max, the blood is not soft. The lights of the Black Panther convoy outside were like a wolf hunting circle. The fog bomb roared and exploded the white light net, and the red silk whip shadow hit the net and burned. The police officer's face turned pale and red, and the strong man shouted, "The luggage is gone. The queen is invincible, seal the reality." The frame behind Sheng Yan's dark eyes reflected a red whirlpool. She tapped the tablet with her slender fingers like electricity. The blueprint projection expanded and covered the underground space. The data flow was like a galloping galaxy. The rational voice was cold and suppressed but rarely urgent. Stupid detective, in-depth cooperation. The mirror projection feeds data, and the resonance frequency locks the 17-second breakpoint. The main door number 2 is connected to the maze path number 1, 4, and 3. Q soldiers patrol cute circle traps, but the black wing talisman is corroded by the weak light. Logical map interpretation. Maze flesh and blood wucha. Feed the victim's red silk center. Break the 3 small doors and break the linkage. The main door talisman self-destructs and the countdown is extended. Push the mirror to confirm. Your mirror sword light net pierces the center. She leaned close to Qingqing, and the corner of her dark lips slightly touched the girl's arm, whispering softly like silk. Too much bravery is cute. My best friend believes in you, and the bond is better than a demigod. The tablet buzzed and projected a 3-dimensional maze. A bloody wall crawled through the passage, Q version of the soldiers rolling to guard the door, and the red silk hearts pulsing weak point flickered. Qingqing's heart was like the aftertaste of lightning after the storm subsided. Handsome devil, the game has been upgraded? The downtown square is crowded with people, the banquet is ruined, the depression is coming but my friends are here, and I am no longer alone. The warmth after refreshing take over. She put away the scorching mirror, with black blood residue sticking to the torn edges of her windbreaker. She tossed her hair with a smart smile. Let's go. Rest in the apartment and complain about Ye Chen's vixen. Ji Yan, the intelligence is catching up quickly. Wanqing, prepare your innocent last-ditch attack. Xia Wanqing's video screen jumped into everyone's mobile phone. Her pure face was filled with tears, and her little hand waved the talisman. Sister, I'm filling in the clues in my dream. The Q soldiers in the main gate maze are afraid of the light network. But the handsome Prince Ye Chen clones himself and hides the talisman, and the silver hair smiles queen dance. Handsome, the trap is waiting for you to jump. The girl's legs are itching in daily coffee, and the bite marks are sweet and poisonous. The fairy sister is about to burst. In the picture, the maze is flashing with blood. The short and fat black-winged soldier's hooked teeth are dripping with juice. The girl is curled up in red silk, and Ye Chen's silver-haired phantom is caressing his lips in an evil way. The bottom of depression bounces back. The lonely black hole in Qingqing's heart is slowly filled by the warm flow of partners. Sheng Yan's dark belly touches her arms gently like the spring breeze. Ji Yan's hot-blooded roar seals off like an iron wall. Wan Qing innocently screams for fans. Fat old Wang kneels down to show the way. No longer a lonely detective, the team mirror heart, so cool. The hem of her skirt jumped up, holding the mirror sword golden talisman behind her back to warm up her eyes. The pink and blue collar was slightly open and the arc of her clavicle was dripping with seductive sweat. The brave girl's figure was like pink lightning. Start walking in the maze. The light network is scanned continuously, and the connection is disconnected in 17 seconds. Ye Fox's handsome trap? Welfare complaints. Silver hair and black wings demigod, so handsome, cute soldier with a face. The warm-up game is not over. The team's tacit understanding broke out. The rhythm was as fast as the climax of a light novel. Ji Yan opened the way with strong arm protection and electric shock. Sheng Yan's tablet navigation was dark and whispered about weaknesses. Lao Wang's fat legs followed the blueprint and shouted, Xia Shishuan's pure cheering circle. The mouth of the maze of flesh and blood cracked open at the edge of the vortex at the main door, and a small lake of rotten juice boiled and splashed. The team rushed into the first fork. The wall of blood squirmed like an intestinal contraction. More than a dozen Q-version soldiers rushed towards it. The round black wings had cute eyes and round hooked teeth, and they bit the air and dripped sweet juice. Qingqing's heart briskly monologues. The handsome fox is hiding in a clone? I'll clean the side dishes first, and my friends will watch me play. Light net. The mirror sword thrust out a golden and blue light net that expanded like a spider king's net. Fireworks exploded when the Q soldiers touched it. The cute Q version of the body shattered and hooked sugar sprinkled on the ground. The red thread broke and burned. The supporting characters' reactions are explosive. Ji Yanzhuang's eyes widened and he burst into tears. He burst into laughter and shot his gun. Queen's QQ is so cute. The fireworks party has been upgraded. Hot-blooded legs don't itch. Brother's outside is sealed tightly. Invincible pink skirt. The police officer cheered back on the intercom. The maze is broken first. Queen God, the red silk is weak. The real end is welded to death. Sheng Yan's black belly push mirror projection lit up intermittently. With her slender fingers hooking up her skirt, she smiled seductively. The logic is perfect. The 17-second linkage is extended by 5 minutes. A benefit for stupid detectives. The sweat beads on the collarbone are cute, and the handsome fox jumps into a trap and kills himself when he sees it. The compressed air of the second fork of the blood wall was as stuffy as an iron pincer. The Q soldiers regenerated 20 times and rolled around to bite the base of their legs. The sweet venom sprayed on the team's legs and made them feel itchy. Qingqing's pink leg spin kicked to pieces. The mirror sword counterattacked the light net twice. The red silk joint exploded a chain of fireworks, and the maze wall spasmed and contracted for 3 points. Ji Yan's stun gun fired to cover the hot-blooded roar and then laughed. Q beast bites? Queen Net King strikes twice. The blood rekindles to the max, sealing off the red veins outside and ebbing. Old Wang fatly hid in the ashes and howled happily. The second branch of the blueprint is the light-wrought talisman. The aristocratic clone has a handsome face and a crooked face, and the servant rebels happily. Sheng Yan scanned the data on her tablet furiously, her dark eyes flashing tenderly. There is a tacit understanding of cooperation. The 3 branches of the map are the main points. The weaknesses are superimposed for 17 seconds. The total delay is 10 minutes. The main door talisman is loose. Qingqing's heart was filled with warmth. My best friend is gentle in a dark hooked skirt. A hot-blooded strong man laughs with tears lonely. The team's optical network is full. Ye Chen's handsome trap, complaining about benefits. Demigod with silver hair and Q soldiers, handsome and sinister foxtail dancing. The detective stepped on it. Briskly pressing forward the third fork, the heart of the maze of flesh and blood is exposed. The huge pulse of red silk pulses and feeds the shadows of the victims. The 50 Cs of Q soldiers surge into the sky with black wings, and the hooked teeth raindrops and rot on the ground. The shaking in the ground intensified, iron filings fell like rain, and a dazzling red light counted down. 50 minutes exactly. Qingqing bravely leads the way, her skirt is flying wildly. The girl's figure is a pink and blue phantom with multiple afterimages. The mirror sword holds up the golden talisman. Team Net King 3 times. Break the linkage bomb. The 3 layers of the light network are superimposed like a blue and gold galaxy exploding. Q soldiers see fireworks carnival. The cute body is shattered. Thousands of hooks are flying like confetti. The red silk hub is exploded and broken. The vortex talisman kiss outside the main door is loosened and the black wings are peeling off. The pulse is suddenly slowed down and delayed for 15 minutes. The side contrast is perfect. Ji Yan's strong body trembled and he knelt down with tears running down his face. He threw the barrel of his gun to the ground and held his head in his hands while laughing wildly. The Queen is the 3rd Internet King. QC Fireworks Festival. The passionate worship is off the charts. The brothers have blocked all the red veins and retreated. The reality is as stable as iron. Police intercom. Wave. The labyrinth of the God War is broken. The Queen is pink and blue. Her dream of itchy legs is extinguished, and the dark clouds of the Phantom City are gone. Lao Wang buried his fat face in ashes and burst into tears of joy. He crawled and kissed the sides of his boots. All the blueprints are successful. The main door is loose. The noble handsome fox game collapse. Servant worships eternal life. Sheng Yan, with a rare blush on her belly, pushed the mirror to clear her shoulders, wrapped her slender arms around her waist and whispered charmingly. The logical bond wins. The map is completely solved. The main gate talisman is corrupted by 37%. Stupid detective. Welfare collarbone arc. More handsome than Ye Chen? One of my girlfriends and fans. Xia Wanqing's video broke down and she burst into tears. My sister is so amazing for 3 consecutive times. The dream girl wakes up and calls her husband. Ye Chen is so handsome? Foxtail Q Ming loses miserably. The fairy team is invincible. The team's tacit understanding easily breaks through the maze, and the blood wall collapses to reveal the true appearance of the main door. The whirlpool shrinks and the black-wing talisman is half peeled off. The red vein slowly pulses and counts down to 50 and 5, and the clear and refreshing monologue. Partners worship the sea, warmth fills the loneliness, depression reaches the sky, demigods are warmed up, and the core guides the way. She gasped, her pink lips slightly raised, her skirt fluttered and she stepped on the sugar hook, and her brave eyes scanned the crowd. Full marks for tacit understanding, side dishes in the maze, talisman rot at the main door, weak lock in 17 seconds. Ye Fox, the handsome queen dance? The detective team stepped on the scene. Sheng Yan's tablet projected the core path. Ji Yan's intercom called for support. Lao Wang's blueprint supplement. Xia Shishuan's pure painting Fuqing. Old Wang's fat body was paralyzed with tears of joy and he got up. He rolled up the blueprint and pointed at the forks in the maze. His fat face was distorted and he screamed in worship. The Queen's blueprint matches. The number 2 underground pierces the number 1 feeder. The little Q patrol has cute leather hooks. The aristocratic avatar is handsome and hides talismans. And the 3 branches are weak and rotten. The rebellion is worth it. The servant shows the way and destroys the master. He handed the map to his knees, his fat hands trembling and adoringly staring at the hem of the clear pink and blue skirt. Devouring the entire realm of reality is not revenge, but the hunger instinct of the Red Sea in the dream world. Queen Detective, solo dance invitation, handsome silver hair waiting for you to kiss the core. Otherwise the sea of Phantom City will boil, the 50-minute countdown will end, and the team will be ruined. The phantom of Ye Chen, the devil, has flying silver hair in the Red Sea on the mirror, with black wings covering the sun like a sky, evil lips opening and closing, sound waves like thousands of red threads crawling into the eardrums, sweet and rotten poison, eating straight into the heart. There was a sudden earthquake in the underground space. The vortex of the main door of flesh and blood expanded and the half-stripped black wing runes convulsed and regenerated. The red veins were like a giant python resurrecting and spraying blood mist. The putrid heat wave was like a volcano erupting and bending the team's backbone. The iron beam broke and hit the ground, sparks flew everywhere. Everyone's faces were pale and distorted, and the countdown projection flashed red. 49 minutes and 58 seconds, the sound of the Red Sea tide rolled in the distance like the bells of hell, black clouds surged outside the suburbs, sirens cried blood, and the 5 linked doors of the abandoned factory complex pulsated faintly again. The heat wave backfired in her pure jade hand, and the burning pain was like molten lead pouring down. The pink and blue short skirt was sticky with blood on her legs. The girl's long hair was messy and covered her eyes with sweat. Her brave posture was half kneeling on the ground with a mirror and sword, and the lonely black hole in her heart suddenly responded with a wild laugh. The Red Sea swallows the instinct? The demigod fox pretends to be deep, the handsome messenger is sweet and poisonous, the team warmth has just reached the bottom, and then reaches the bottom. The suburban warm-up is delayed for 15 minutes. The blood boils in the phantom city? Suppressed until the bone marrow is broken. The golden talisman in the center of the mirror explodes and penetrates this devil's game.
Solo dance.
The detective team is on the scene. She bit her lip, which was pink and bloodshot, and her crisp voice was trembling but burning. Ye Fox? The handsome Red Sea is thirsty? Welfare complaints. Silver hair, black wings, perverted instincts, cute soldier fireworks are not enough? The entire team breaks into the dream center. Elite nightmare sweeps away. Control core is locked, and your invitation to the throne is smashed. The mirror gold talisman flashed back. Ye Chen's phantom lip hook twisted and shattered. The Red Sea waves mocked and echoed. Lovely queen, elite bodyguards are waiting to dance. Suppressed despair is like a sea of lead capsizing. Ji Yan's strong body and the burning embers of blood gave way to his knees again. Red juice dripped from the stun gun barrel. His hot-blooded eyes stared at the whirlpool and regenerated black wings. His hoarse voice cracked like a beast roaring in despair. The Queen's Oracle. The Red Sea can swallow the entire territory. The hot-blooded leg itching reappeared. The parents' dead dreams doubled their shoulder bites. The brothers blocked the red veins outside and backfired. The power grid sizzled and broke, and the suburbs were dark. The clouds are overwhelming. I can't hold on, Queen, don't go solo. The hot-blooded fans will fight to the death. The wave of feedback from the intercom collapsed. Boss! The 5 factories are working together. The red silk whip nets are burning. The police officers are all falling down with itching legs. The blood is weak, black clouds and blood rain. Queen, save! The sirens twisted into the wails of thousands of people, and the fog-exploded power grid outside the abandoned factory caused sparks to dance in the sky. The frame behind Sheng Yan's dark eyes reflects the blood whirlpool and cracks. She taps on the tablet with her fingers and the data flow is as chaotic as the collapse of the galaxy. The rare cracks in her rational voice tremble rapidly. Stupid detective! The instinct of the Red Sea is not revenge. Logical inference is that the chain of destruction in the dream world. 5 central control towers are linked. The main door talisman is only 37% corrupted, and the elite bodyguards have upgraded their black wings. Emperor Q. The weak point formula is not locked. The bond. My girlfriend is afraid. Is she cute in a pink dress? She leaned over and cleared her shoulders. A dark blush spread across her waist and her arms were as tight as iron hoops. She whispered softly and cried. The logic is on the verge of collapse. I believe you will bounce back. But the risk of the team being wiped out is 99%. The handsome silver-haired fox in the solo dance trap is poisonous. Xiao Wanqing's video screen was eroded by blood mist. Her innocent face was bursting with tears, and her small hands were waving the talismans. Sister! The Red Sea waves in the dream scared the pea, and the girl's legs were itchy and soaked together. The handsome prince's elite bodyguards had black-winged giant hooks, and the sea of sweet poison. But pure assists. Hidden passage in the dream talisman door. Coffee girl, the daily bite marks turn into light paths, piercing the weak hearts of the secondary towers. The sisters' team is invincible. The fans' paper drawings are explosive. Don't dance alone as a fox and become a pervert. The picture flashes like a dream. The black-winged elite Q Emperor is rolling and sublimating in the blood wave of the Red Sea. The hook-toothed giant scythe is dripping with juice, and Ye Chen's silver-haired avatar is touching his lips and smiling evilly. Suddenly, the golden talisman on the mirror flashed without warning, and the backfire heat wave burned the palms. The clear jade hand trembled, and the dream world was projected into the depths of the Red Sea. Ye Chen's silver-haired true body emerged, with black wings spread like a devil. The evil lip hook sent a message straight into the mind, and the voice swirled like poisonous honey. The detective team has a tacit understanding in cuteness, and the suburban warm-up is delayed? The handsome trap is not enough. Can the queen dance solo? The ultimate conspiracy is revealed. The dream world destroys the Red Sea and will swallow up the entire reality. It is not revenge, but the bottom crushes the bone marrow. Qingqing's heart is turbulent, and the lonely black hole swallows the edge of the warm current. Partners kneel down and cry in despair. The Red Sea instinct suppresses the phantom and completely destroys it. The handsome silver-haired fox mocks the cute team. The heart and lungs are suppressed. The mirror backfires and the heat wave is fully warmed up. And the team bond is iron. Bounce into the sky. Elite Nightmare Q Emperor fireworks upgrade. Secondary towers shattered. Map fragments grabbed. And the ultimate throne stepped on. She suddenly turned her skirt and jumped up, holding the golden talisman of the mirror sword behind her back, which burst into the sky with blazing golden blue light. The sweat beads on her pink and blue collar and the arc of her collarbone shone alluringly. The brave girl's figure was like a pink thunder emperor. The whole army breaks in. The center of the dream world moves up, and the 4 optical network chains at the core. Sheng Yan's formula solves the weakness, Ji Yan's hot-blooded melee attack. Wan Qing's hidden channel assists, Lao Wang's blueprint supplements. Yi Fox's handsome elite bodyguard? Maximum. The team's despairing eyes are resurrected, and the brisk rhythm is like a light novel, which ignites the climax. Ji Yan's strong arms flick his knees and stun gun roars. Sheng Yan's tablet reorganizes the data with a dark belly and a charming smile. Xia Shishuan's pure talisman light turns around, and Lao Wang's fat legs climb up and point to the blueprint. The whirlpool of the main gate tore open the huge mouth of flesh and blood, and the heat wave of the Red Sea was like a sea of fire. The whole team rushed into the center of the dream world. The boundless Red Sea was filled with blood waves, floating islands of rotten bones were floating, the sky was pulsating with black wings and runes, and the elite Nightmare Q Emperor by was the head surges up and sublimates. The round and cute body expands with a 10-meter giant hooked sickle like a death scythe. The sweet poisonous juice from the hook fangs rains down and corrodes the air. Q Huangming's eyes are red and the red hook. Storm hits his face. The red silk sea whip shadow sucks the air and crackles with thunder. The sensory impact is extreme. Blood waves are sweet to the lungs. Every breath is like swallowing rotten honey. Hook juice rain scalds the skin, itches, and hallucinations surge in the roots of the legs. 5 secondary control towers in the distance are towering and pulsating silver symbols. Ye Chen's silver-haired phantom flashes multiple times and hovers with an evil smile. The first wave of Elite Q Emperor Go High is overwhelming. Qingqing's inner brisk monologue exploded. The handsome fox guard has been upgraded? Partners look at bullets looking directly at the core. Core lock. The magnifying glass upgraded to a golden talisman blasted a golden blue light beam straight into the depths of the Red Sea, peering into the control core. The secondary tower's silver heart pulsating weakness flashed for 17 seconds. Q Emperor's hook and sickle collided with the beam of light, and fireworks pre-exploded. And the cute body shattered and the hook and candy confetti flew wildly. The supporting role exploded. Ji Yan's eyes burst into tears and he rushed to close combat. He blasted the base of Emperor Q's legs with his electric stun gun, and then roared and laughed wildly. The queen looked directly at God. Emperor Q's hook sea fireworks warmed up, and the hot-blooded close combat exploded. Legs were itchy and poisonous. The power grid burned out, and all the red veins outside the brother's body disappeared. He smashed a Q Emperor's hook arm with his strong fist, and the flesh and blood splattered on his body like an iron tower spinning wildly. Old Wang's fat body was paralyzed with tears of joy, and his fat face was distorted and he knelt down in worship, crawling and shredding the blueprint. Queen! The noble central bodyguard Q Huang is not cute. The elite Hook Emperor is upgraded with sweet poison, the servant certificate. The secondary tower silver talisman protects the heart. The handsome master's game is upgraded to massacre the city. The traitor's legs are weak. Kiss the boots to survive. He knelt down and hugged the sides of the boots, his fat hands trembling in admiration and mixed with tears. Sheng Yan's dark-skinned fingers scanned the tablet in real time, and the data galaxy reorganization formula was projected into the Red Sea. Stupid detective cooperation. Weakness formula lock. Silver heart 17 seconds corruption frequency plus Q emperor. Hook poison sweetness backlash. Secondary tower number 1 path hidden passage talisman door straight stab. Logic burning best friend benefit around the waist. Collarbone sweat cute max. She slapped her back to clear her back. Her dark lips touched her ears and whispered coquettishly, and the tablet beam navigated the hidden passage. Xia Wanqing's video talisman light flashed, and she screamed innocently, "Sister!" The secret passage is opened, the coffee girl dreams of talisman powder, and goes straight to the heart of the tower. The Q Emperor is afraid of the light chain. The dream shadow talisman gate appeared on the screen, and pink light appeared in the cracks of the Red Sea. The projection of Lao Wang's fat body blueprint matched, and he cried out in admiration. The Queen's certificate is all right. The silver talisman of the tower has a weak heart, and the servant shows the way in Rebels. It's so cool. Suppressed and suppressed again. The hook in front of the tower is pouring with rotten juice, and the team's legs are itching and hallucinating, and the dream of parents' death is returning. Ji Yan's hot-blooded knees softened and roared. The heart of the tower is close. The blood is bursting. Qingqing's heart was warm. My partner is hot-blooded and sinister, and pure worships the sea. I am lonely and full of blood bomb. 4th Internet King upgrade. 5 core stabs. The mirror sword held up the gold talisman and fully loaded it, looking directly at the center of the tower. The silver core weakness exploded for 17 seconds. The 5 layers of the light network burst into galaxies. The Q Emperor's personal guards had the ultimate fireworks display. Hook and sickle candy sprinkles exploded like a rainbow. The silver core corroded the tower body and collapsed, and the Red Sea flooded back. Qingqing pink legs spin and step on the hidden passage. The mirror sword light net explodes 4 times in a row like a blue gold star explosion. The Q Emperor's hook C hits the net, and it is a fireworks carnival. The giant hook sickle shatters thousands of sweet juices and burns itself. The red silk whip shadow bursts continuously. The team rushed to the hidden road and pierced the secondary tower 1. The body of the silver talisman tower was crawling with flesh and blood, towering hundreds of meters high. The silver core in the heart of the tower was pulsating and guarded by elite guards, and the Q Emperor's 10-headed hook emperor sublimated and the hook rain sealed the sky. The side highlights the peak. Ji Yan's strong body knelt on the ground, bursting with blood and tears, holding a gun and roaring with laughter. The Queen stabs 5 consecutive cores. The tower is shattered by fireworks and divine battles. Hot-blooded melee combat and pink heads swear forever. Itchy legs are all destroyed. Dreams are dead, brothers talk to each other. The whole city cheers and the black clouds disperse. Talk wave. The boss oracle. The tower collapses, the red veins are destroyed. The phantom city wakes up. The queen is the unparalleled pink and blue thunder emperor. Sheng Yan, black-bellied and red-faced, knocked Qingqing down, wrapped her slim arms around her waist and buried her collarbone, wheezing softly. Logical formula win at the maximum limit. The tower is fully extended for 30 minutes. The stupid detective. The welfare figure explodes with sweat. The best friends fans kneel and lick. The handsome fox is seriously injured and the handsome loses miserably. She scanned the map on her tablet and the fragments appeared. The entire map of the Red Sea in the dream world. The core throne shone with silver light. Orgasm releases burning sky. The secondary control tower was shattered and smoke filled the sky. Ye Chen's silver-haired true body's black wings trembled in the depths of the Red Sea. The seriously injured phantom coughed up blood and the evil charm lips twisted. Queen! The 5th company is too cute. A fireworks party with handsome personal guards? The Red Sea is naturally angry, and the ultimate throne invites you again. His silver hair was stained with blood and he escaped into the core of the Red Sea, with broken black wing feathers floating in the air. Xia Wanqing's video showed pure tears and laughter as she circled around and hugged the pillow and collapsed. The sister tower assassin is super god. The dream girl woke up and called her husband a fairy. The fans drew paper talismans to draw the road to the throne. Ye Chen's fox was seriously injured and his legs were weak. The team is so cool. Old Wang's fat face was buried in tears of joy and he burst into tears. The blueprint tower is all in the heart. The noble is seriously injured and the game is over. The servants worship the queen forever. Qingqing gasped, her pink lips curled up. Her skirt fluttered and she crushed the hook candy. Her brave eyes glanced at her partner, and her inner monologue was full of warmth. The tower is broken and seriously injured. The team worships the sea lonely? The road to the throne of bondage is open, and Ye Fox is ready to use his handsome tail to finally step on the field. She waved the golden talisman with her mirror sword to warm up, and her voice was clear and burning. Throne Group P, let's go. 4 towers linkage? Optical network 6 companies. Handsome Fox. Prepare for the fireworks finale. Sheng Yan projected the path of the throne on the tablet. Ye Chen called the whole city's support through the intercom. Xia Shishuan's pure talisman assisted. Lao Wang's blueprint was completed, and the team's tacit understanding briskly pressed forward into the depths of the Red Sea. The tower is shattered. The tide in the Red Sea is slowing down. The golden light of the map fragments is projected on the mobile phones. The black-winged crown of the ultimate throne in the depths of the dream world is pulsing. Ye Chen's silver-haired phantom is sitting cross-legged and gathering strength. The evil smile message pierces the mind. Detective team. The tower is broken and cute. The 4 towers of the Red Sea are upgraded together. The throne of Silver Heart and other group dance climax. The handsome ultimate instinct, are you coming? The blood waves of the Red Sea roared low and the tide receded slowly. The smoke and dust from the broken towers scattered like rainbow sprinkles. The team stepped on the edge of the rotten bone floating island. The golden light of the map fragments buzzed and the shadows of the 4 towers pulsated faintly. The blood-red numbers of the devouring countdown slowly jumped to 48 minutes and 52 seconds. The clear pink and blue short skirt is sticky with blood and sweat sticking to the arc of the legs. The girl's long hair is messy and the collarbones are shining like the afterglow of a pink thunder emperor. She gasps and curls her lips and chuckles. The inner monologue is brisk and explosive. The tower shatters with fireworks to the extreme. The handsome fox is seriously injured and coughs up blood and the handsome feathers are shattered. The team bond is full of blood and the throne is open. The 4 towers are linked. 17 seconds to prepare ammunition for weak points, and the small problems in the Red Sea will wipe out the party first. Rest in the safe zone. Complain at the welfare hot springs with your best friends lonely? Warm bath to the max. She waved her mirror sword to preheat the golden talisman, and a pink talisman door loomed in the surrounding Red Sea cracks. The hidden passage of Shen Qingqing extended, and hot spring blood mist evaporated from the depths of the floating island. The strange recovery area in the dream world. The pink hot spring pool is like the bubbles of a girl's heart. The veins of the golden talisman at the bottom of the spring are soothing and backfired heat waves, and the autolyzed sweet juice of the Q Emperor residue on the side of the rotten bone island is harmless. The safe zone is locked. Pink hot spring welfare time. The team takes a bath to clean up the little nightmares. Sheng Yan solves the 4 towers logically. Ji Yan's bloody good news to the whole city. Wan Qing's pure talisman supplements. Lao Wang's blueprint conspiracy is dug. The clear voice is like a light voice. It is said that the heroine is briskly resounding through the Red Sea. Her pink legs jump up and her skirt is raised, and she steps into the hot spring. The heat wave of the spring water wraps around the base of her legs, burning and itching, and the illusion disappears instantly. The girl's figure is half immersed in the pool, her neckline is slightly open, her collarbone arc is seductively flashing, and her brave eyes glance at her partner, and the warmth overflows. The side is set on fire. Ji Yan stared at the pink mist of the spring pool with hot blood. He shook his shoulders with the stun gun and shouted with a hoarse smile. The queen is so beautiful in the pink and blue thunder emperor hot spring. After the tower was shattered by fireworks, the welfare was overwhelming. The hot-blooded legs were itching and scattered, and the parents' dreams of death were extinguished. The whole city woke up and cheered on the intercom. The pink-headed people vowed to soak in the water to protect the law. The wave of ecstasy turned and the intercom blasted. Boss! The phantom city is fully awake. The red-veined black clouds are extinguished. The victims are worshipping the Queen Fairy on the streets. The police force's Iron Bucket victory report. Zero nightmare. The hot-blooded reinforcements are assembled outside the Dream Gate. The Queen is unparalleled. The sirens turned to the congratulatory bells, and the lights of the distant reality Phantom City were rekindled, with thousands of people screaming for the pink and blue goddess. The frame behind Sheng Yan's dark eyes reflected the pink mist. She pointed at the tablet to project the entire fragment of the map. The slow flow of the data galaxy reorganized the weakness of the 4 towers and locked it for 17 seconds. A rare blush spread on her cheeks and she gasped. Stupid detective! Hot spring welfare induces max. Sweat arc on collarbone plus sticky juice on pink skirt. Best friend's logic is on the verge of collapse. The tower is broken and delayed for 30 minutes. The remaining little cute soldiers of the Red Sea are ready to sweep the formula. She slid her slender legs into the spring pool and pressed it against Qingqing's back. Her dark lips touched her ears and whispered seductively, and she wrapped her arms around her waist, and the flat beam swept the golden talisman at the bottom of the spring to heal the backlash. Interesting battle complaints. The sweet poisonous juice of Q Emperor's hook reigns like abnormal candy handsome. The silver-haired fox coughs up blood and his feathers are broken, and he is handsome and miserable. You have dominated the fireworks party of the elite bodyguards for 5 consecutive years. The bond is full of wins. The girlfriends are rubbing their shoulders to relieve fatigue. The gurgling bubbles of the spring water wrap around the slender bodies of the 2 girls. The pink mist evaporates like a girl's daily life. Sheng Yan's black fingertips lightly scratch the sweat beads on her collarbones and sort them out. His sexual voice turned charming and angry. The ultimate conspiracy is logically deduced. Ye Chen is not a demigod of revenge, but an ambition to merge the 2 worlds. The Red Sea instinctively swallows reality. The dream world is destroyed. The dream world opens. The silver heart of his throne is about to melt. The dream door is fully opened. Humans and dreams merge into one to form a new divine realm. The handsome fox pretends to be a deep game, upgrades the game, and proclaims himself emperor after massacring the city. Xiao Wanqing's video picture shows the spring mist turning pink at the same time. Her pure face hugs the pillow and spins in circles with tears and laughter and screams. Sister! A visual feast of hot spring welfare, pink and blue clavicle fairy bubbles. Coffee girls are envious of weak legs every day. Dream girls are fully awake and street fans draw you Q version of the Thunder Emperor. Assist the magic door to extend the safe zone. The cute Q version of the remaining little nightmare is swept away, and the pure talisman paper is burned. The 4 towers' weak points are connected with pink light for 17 seconds. The picture flashes with dream shadow. The remaining little Q Emperor rolls half a meter on the edge of the Red Sea. The hook-tooth sugar juice is dripping harmlessly like the Q version pet. Wanqing's innocent little hand talisman paper is projected and burned, and the cute body is exploded with fireworks. The blood wave of the Red Sea surges again. The shadows of the 4 towers are looming. Ye Chen's throne is filled with silver light. The elite black-winged guards are sublimating with the rolling hook sickle. The red veins in the distance are low and accumulating. The map fragments are buzzing and warning. The throne instinct is fully activated. Countdown to devouring. Is the weakness of the 4 towers locked in 17 seconds? A small depression at the bottom of the valley. The cracks in the Red Sea squirmed beside the spring pool in the safe area, and 10 of the remaining little nightmare cute ones emerged. The water in the sugar fountain with a half-meter round cute hook tooth turned sweet and rotten, and the hallucination of itchy legs returned as lightly as a mosquito bite. The shadow of the 4 towers in the distance pulsated and whispered, signaling that Ye Chen was seriously injured. The phantom coughed blood and the sound was loud and clear. Detective team lovely rest in the hot spring? The remaining Q soldiers are sweet poisonous gift, integrated with the silver heart of the Imperial Road throne. The 4 towers are linked to mock you for bathing delay. The blood wave of the Red Sea slightly surged and the rotten mist pressed against the pool, and the team's warm current suddenly cooled down. Ji Yan's blood-soaked knees shouted. Little Q's cute candy hook is back. Hot blood protects the spring. Sheng Yan's tablet data was running around, her belly was dark and her eyes were narrowed. The remaining soldiers are weak and the formula is low. The stupid detective lowers the bomb. The lonely black hole in Qingqing's heart flashes with warmth and the iron wall bites back. The handsome fox was seriously injured and summoned to mock the hot spring? Little Q's cute sugar soldiers complain about the welfare. The team bond is maxed out. The small ones are suppressed and the big ones are suppressed, and the 6 consecutive warm-ups sweep away the conspiracy and dig deeper. The dream of merging the 2 worlds? The detective mirror breaks your ambition. She jumped up in the spring water and jumped up in the pink and blue short skirt. The mist juice splashed on the collar and collarbone, which was extremely tempting. The mirror sword held the golden talisman behind her back and burst into golden and blue light flames. Picture lock. The team can sweep the party with ease. The mirror sword held up the 6-layer light net. and the galaxies poured out violently. The Q-Cute group touched the net, and it was the ultimate festival of sugar sprinkles and fireworks. The hook-toothed sweet juice exploded into a rainbow and burned the sky. The remaining soldiers smashed into thousands of cute bodies and snapped like popcorn. The cracks in the Red Sea instantly sealed and the rotten fog dispersed. Feel free to release the top blast. Deep inside Ye Chen's throne, his silver-haired real body, black wings, was seriously injured and trembling. The phantom was coughing up blood and shattering, and the message was despairing and twisted. The Queen's 6 consecutive sugar soldiers were shattered, fused with Emperor Luyan. The handsome man coughed up blood and his legs were weak. The Red Sea instinctively gnawed at himself, and the silver heart was split. His silver hair was stained with blood, and the black wings and feathers fell off. His evil lips trembled and he murmured in regret. The Red Sea in the dream world pulsated, and the shadows of the 4 towers were dimmed. The map fragments buzzed to warn that the weakness was locked for 17 seconds. The side highlights the peak and worships the sea. Ji Yanzhuang's eyes burst into tears and he knelt down with a gun and roared with laughter. The Queen stabbed the god with 6 consecutive candy hearts. Little Q's cute fireworks party was broken easily. Hot-blooded melee combat with 0 pressure. Pink heads forever vowed to help the whole city to support the dream outside the door. Yi Fox was seriously injured and despaired of coughing blood. Phantom City worshipped the Lei Huang Street statue. The intercom wave and the whole city paid tribute. The Queen is unparalleled. The Sugar Soldiers destroyed the fusion conspiracy. The pink and blue fairy is immortal. The hot-blooded police team kneels down to thank you. Sheng Yan, with a black belly, threw down Qingqing, wrapped her arms around her waist and buried her collarbone, panting and smiling charmingly, blushing. The logic of 6 consecutive wins is beyond the limit. The residual soldier sweeps the fusion emperor's dream formula and collapses 99%. The stupid detective's welfare posture is splashing to the sky, and the best friends fans kneel down to lick the binding iron. The throne is clear. The 4 towers are all ready in 17 seconds, and the handsome fox regrets that the silver-haired and weak-legged loser explodes. She projected the full picture of the conspiracy on the tablet. Ye Chen's throne, the silver heart melts, the dream disciples merge into one. The Red Sea instinct is fuel for hunger, and the ambition of the demigod is revealed. Lao Wang's fat body paralyzed by the spring, his fat face buried in tears, and he kissed the broken page of the blueprint. The Queen's hot spring divine zone has a perfect servant's certificate. The remaining little Q soldier blueprint is weak and rotten. After the tower is broken, Master Yi is seriously injured and the throne shrinks. The fusion conspiracy servant eavesdrops. The silver-haired fox lusts after a man and dreams of the emperor. His handsome game is broken. His legs are weak and he coughs up blood. And he worships the immortal fat servant and sweeps the little nightmare. His fat legs scooped up the spring water and splashed the cute Q. The blueprint pointed the way and the fat fist smashed the sugar hook. And the pieces of the cute body flew like fireworks. Xia Wanqing's pure video made the pillows roll with laughter. 6 consecutive candy blasts are amazing. Dream Girl Fan Talisman painted Leaf Fox Cough's Blood Q version. Fused with Emperor Dream Pure Stomp. Pure Assist Throne Talisman Max. Team Handsome Husband Fairy Can't Stop Shouting. The picture shows the street victims collectively worshipping the pink and blue statue. And the talisman paper fireworks celebrate. Lao Wang's fat body was beside the fountain. His fat face was twisted with tears of joy, and he was crawling to the side of his boots. The blueprint is all in his heart. The master is seriously injured and the game is in despair. The game is over. The servant with the ambition of the fusion emperor died. The queen worshipped the fat servant for eternity for the 6th consecutive year, and the servants of the street nobles rebelled and kneeled at the statue. Her clear pink lips curled up and crushed sugar sprinkles were raised. The girl's figure fluttered her skirt beside the spring. Her brave eyes were burning with iron and her heart was filled with excitement. Little Q, the cute fox with broken leaves, is desperate and coughs up blood. The team worships the sea and the warm current is overflowing. The fusion conspiracy locks the 6 consecutive preparations. The throne is the ultimate party. Lonely? Bond with the hot springs and soak forever. The team laughed briskly in the mist of the spring. Sheng Yan was rubbing shoulders with welfare. Ji Yan was splashing water with good news. Xia Shishuan was pure and innocent. Lao Wang was fat and kissed the blueprint, and the 4 towers of the Red Sea were low in shadow. The pink hot spring mist slowly evaporated like a girl's dream bubble. The bloody waves of the Red Sea melted into a drizzle of rainbow sprinkles on the floating island at the edge of the low tide. The team's slender bodies were washed with hot juice and sweat, and then jumped out of the pool. The mist in the clear pink-blue skirt stuck to the arc of the legs and shone with pink light. The girl's long hair swung her collarbone and the water droplets splashed like a thunder emperor warming up. She curled her lips and inner monologue briskly exploded. The ultimate guardian beast, the red-veined giant beast? The handsome fox was seriously injured and coughed up blood to summon a counterattack. There was a small problem in the sea of protectors of the silver heart of the throne. The team bond spring was full of health for 6 consecutive preparations. The map fragments were clear and the weak points were locked in 17 seconds. Fusion of the Emperor's dream? The detective mirror sword will crush your ambition and party easily. Lonely black hole? The iron wall is forever burning with warmth. And the climax of the throne rises. The golden talisman of the ancient magnifying glass buzzed and flashed, and the black wings of the throne pulsated in the depths of the Red Sea. The shadow of the giant hooked beast surged hundreds of meters, and the black wings swallowed the sky, sweet poison, and the sea burned. Go straight to the throne. Sweep the Red Sea traps in succession. Sheng Yan leads the way with logic, Ye Chen escorts with hot blood. Wan Qing pure talisman assists, Lao Wang's blueprint locks the beast, and the 6-link mirror sword warms up for the ultimate. The clear voice sounded like the heroine of a light novel resounding across the floating island in the Red Sea, and she jumped with pink legs. The hem of the skirt is raised and crushed sugar crumbs are crushed. The mirror sword is held in reverse and the golden and blue flames are flying across the sky to scan the entire fragment of the map. The silver line on the throne path pulsates and a chain of dream door traps flashes with red dots. The middle maze of the Red Sea crack, the pseudo-throne of the illusion, the sweet poison chain of the mechanism, and Ye Chen's shadow in disguise. The side foil is ready to open. Sheng Yan, with his strong body and hot blood, carried the electric stun gun on his knees. His eyes widened, roared and laughed wildly and splashed the remaining spring water. The Queen's mirror warms up the throne road. After the hot spring welfare, 6 consecutive candy explosions, hot-blooded escorts smashed all the traps. Parents' dreams of death were reduced to ashes. The whole city worshipped the pink and blue statue, and the intercom reinforcements were reinforced by iron barrels and other thrones outside the Dream Gate. Victory report. The leaf fox monster summons? The hot-blooded gun smashes the black wings. He swept the Red Sea fog with his strong arm, and the wave of intercom broke out the good news in the city. The pink-headed throne is approaching. The Red Sea trap has 0 pressure. The hot-blooded police team kneels down to thank the fairy, and the street victim's talisman firework Q version of the Thunder Emperor is immortal. The frame behind Sheng Yan's dark eyes reflected the map of the Milky Way. She pointed at her tablet and clicked on the data stream at high speed to reorganize the trap formula. Her blushing cheeks were slightly panted and her charming smile was clearing her shoulders. Stupid detective. The water splashed on the collarbone to lure the queen to the throne party. Logic removed 99% of the locks on the dream door. The first trap is a fantasy world. The false throne sucks souls and gets lost. The second is the sweet poison chain mechanism that rots the heart. And the third is the fake Ye Chening. Booby trap. The 4 towers are armed with weak missiles in 17 seconds, and the conspiracy of the integrated emperor's dream is on the verge of collapse. My best friend is rubbing her legs and keeping tight. She slid her slim legs around her waist and fired the flat beam at the throne. Her dark lips touched her ear and whispered. The interesting story of the battle continues. The handsome fox is seriously injured, the silver hair coughs blood, and the giant monster summoning routine is unfinished. The villain's disguise will be exposed, and the purity talisman will help break it, and the team will climax quickly. Xiao Wanqing's video picture shows the Red Sea turning pink at the same time. Her pure face hugs the pillow and spins in circles with tears, laughter and screams. She screams and projects the golden light of the talisman. Sister. After the 6th Hot Spring series, the Throne Road is super god. Fans of the Coffee Girl Dream Girl keep calling her husband a fairy on the street. The ultimate clue is pure burning. Ye Chen disguises himself as a shadow. The red pupils are hidden under the black wings, and the talisman locks the illusion door and leads directly to the hidden passage of the throne, assisting Max to clear the trap. Cute version. In the picture, the streets of the Phantom City are lit up and cheering. The victims collectively kneel down on the pink and blue statue. The talisman flies into the sky to celebrate. The Q version is clear and the Thunder Emperor is raining candy. Suddenly, the golden talisman of the ancient magnifying glass flashed into the eyes, and the black wings of the deep throne of the Red Sea were projected to pulsate. Ye Chen was seriously injured and sat cross-legged with silver hair to summon the phantom and roared, "Detective 6 consecutive mocks at me?" The ultimate guardian beast Red Sea instinct awakens. The silver heart of the throne, the sea of guardian beasts, the integrated Imperial Road counterattack. The map fragments buzzed with warning. The shadow of the red vein giant beast surged in front of the throne. With 47 minutes left in the devouring countdown, the ultimate guardian beast Hook King evolved into a 100-meter black wing to swallow the sky, and the 4 towers of sweet poison sea burning were rekindled. Lao Wang's fat body rolled up beside the spring. His fat legs hugged the broken page of the blueprint, and he crawled and followed the team with tears of joy and wild kisses. The blueprint for the Queen's throne is all successful. The trap serial servant certificate. The sweet poison artifact of the Red Sea labyrinth. The giant beast hooking the Emperor's black wings and weakening the silver heart. The fat servant smashing the unfinished ambition of the fusion Emperor. And the traitorous eternal worship to follow. He waved the blueprint with his fat fist and projected the hidden door of the Red Sea crack. His fat face twisted and roared in ecstasy. A small depression at the bottom of the valley. The first chain of Dream Gate traps breaks out. The false throne rises in the illusion of the Red Sea crack. The black-winged silver-haired Ye Chen artifact sits cross-legged on the throne and smiles evilly with multiple superimpositions. The walls of the maze are filled with flesh and blood, distorting reality, and the team's vision is instantly confused. Clear your eyes seeing Sheng Yan transformed into a cute sugar soldier with hooks and teeth biting her arm. Ji Yan's strong body turned into rotten bones and floated on an island and sank into the abyss. Lao Wang's fat body melted into waves of blood. Xia's video screen shattered and she cried innocently, and the lonely black hole in her heart reoccurred and whispered, "Detective team! Illusion and ecstasy, the throne is disguised. The fusion Emperor's path is forever trapped in the Red Sea. The handsome fox laughs at you for being too cute. The behemoth's black-winged sky-swallowing party is delayed. The rotten mist presses against the legs, itches, hallucinations and heartburn. The team stumbles and murmurs in despair. Ji Yan Rexu kneeled down with his gun down and yelled, "Pseudo-throne of fantasy. Fans of hot-blooded escort. Are your parents coming back to their dreams?" The data on Sheng Yan's tablet was flying around. Her dark eyes were narrowed. 99% of the logical fantasy formula cannot be locked. Stupid detective, keep it down. Pursing her clear pink lips tightly, she spoke in her inner monologue to suppress the explosion. The illusionary throne's little soul-suppressing routine? The handsome fox was seriously injured and coughed up blood while playing ecstasy. The team's warmth was strong and the iron wall did not collapse. The mirror sword reversed the situation in 17 seconds. Lonely? Detective's heart breaks for you in disguise. She swirled her pink and blue short skirt violently, mist and blood splashed on her collarbone, and the arc of sweat flashed to the extreme. She held up the golden talisman and filled the sky with gold and blue light flames and peered in reverse. The magnifying glass upgraded the real body lock and pierced the artifact's red pupil. The flesh and blood on the wall of the illusion instantly cracked. Feel free to release the peak of lightness. The side sets off the peak C. Ji Yanzhuang's eyes burst into tears. He picked up his gun, knelt down and laughed wildly. The Queen's mirror is against the phantom god. The red eyes of the false throne are broken by fireworks. The hot-blooded Escort Zero fans are fully awakened. The pink-headed wit is unparalleled. The street statue is added with a golden body. The leaf fox routine is unfinished and coughs up blood. He smashed the fog with his strong arm and waved the gun, and the whole city saluted. The pink and blue detective is against the phantom and broke the maze. The hot-blooded police team worships Young. The giant beast early warning zero pressure. The team laughed briskly as the floating islands in the Red Sea leaped into the cracked hidden passage. Xiaofu helped the pink light door pulse directly into the middle maze. The blood waves in the Red Sea whispered and the rotten mist pressed lightly like a villain's trick, swallowing the countdown for 46 minutes and 30 seconds. The brisk advancement brings a warm atmosphere, and the sense of accomplishment is supported by a sea of worshippers on the streets like an iron wall. Sheng Yan's belly was dark, her slim arms were wrapped around her waist, her clavicle was buried, she was panting, blushing, and smiling charmingly. The logical reversal win is super amazing. The illusion artifact formula collapsed 100%. The stupid detective's skirt splashed over her collarbone, causing her best friend to kneel and lick. The trap swept away the throne. The second agency of the Tablet Galaxy reorganization warned. Xiao Wanqing's pure and innocent video made her laugh and hug her pillow. My sister's magical red-eye locks are amazing. The innocent talisman helped me break the talisman and burn the artifacts. I coughed up blood in the Q version. Dream Girl fans kept calling my husband all the way to the throne. Lao Wang's fat body climbed up from the phantom bones, his fat face kissed his boots with tears. The red pupils of the blueprint artifacts are all in. The queen reverses the fat servant's immortality. The trap is rotten. The second trap, the sweet poison chain mechanism, squirms. Deep in the maze of the Red Sea, the chain blood hook evolved like the Q Emperor's hook teeth. The sweet juice rotten mist fountain locked the road and pulsated. The four towers were linked together and whistled. The devouring countdown was 45 minutes and 42 seconds. The team's legs were burning and itching and chewing lightly. Ji Yan's hot blood gun smashed into the air and roared in despair. Sweet poison chain. Hot blood can't break it. Sheng Yan's black fingertips flew around and the tablet formula was dismantled. The weakness of chain heart-rotten sugar is guided in 17 seconds. Stupid detective presses. Qingqing felt refreshed in her heart. Sweet and poisonous little chain? Jingguang.com is warming up. In the sixth link of the mirror sword, the golden and blue galaxies poured out the thorn chain heart-cured candies. The chain exploded with confetti and fireworks, and the sweet juice self-immolated and ashes flew out. The side worship continues. Sheng Yan threw herself down and rubbed her legs. 6 consecutive dismantling mechanisms are logical and kneeling down. Best friend's welfare is max. Ji Yan shouted with tears of blood. The queen is the unparalleled escort god. The team laughed and walked briskly through the trap. The Red Sea ebbs and the throne glows with silver. The ancient magnifying glass flashes with heat, swallowing the countdown for 44 minutes and 8 seconds. The throne of the abyss of the Red Sea emerged, and the black-winged silver heart pulsating ultimate guardian beast. The Hook King rolled and roared. Ye Chen's true body, silver hair stained with blood, black wings trembling, sitting cross-legged with the evil eyelock team, coughing up blood, lips trembling, and roared. The detective queen. The trap series is too cute? The silver heart of the throne is full. An infinite invasion is about to happen. The instinct of the Red Sea devours the entire territory. The chain of destruction in the dream world is broken, and human dreams are melted forever. The infinite dream gate of the new god realm explodes into reality, and the fusion of the Emperor's road. You will be trapped forever. The silver heart of the throne of the Red Sea abyss pulsates like a silver heart. The broken bones of the floating island on the edge of the blood wave recede and turn into a drizzle of rainbow sprinkles. The shadow of the Hook Emperor's ultimate guardian beast, the red-veined giant beast, surges hundreds of meters into the sky and swallows the sky. The hook teeth of the burning wave of the sweet poison sea tear into the void and roar loudly to shake the sky. The blood-red numbers on the devouring countdown flash wildly for 43 and 52 seconds. The afterimages of the four towers are linked together to warn of the resurgence of the collapse of the whole area. Ye Chen's silver hair dyed with blood, black wings trembling, sitting cross-legged on the throne. A team with evil eyes and locks, coughing blood, trembling lips, roaring echoed with the echo. Team of the detective queen. Are too cute to be trapped in the Red Sea forever. The silver heart is full of infinite invasion. The chain of destruction in the dream world is broken, and the dream is melted forever. The new god's realm explodes the Emperor's road to the fusion of reality. Your pink and blue short skirts seductively seduce the sky. The giant beast Hook Emperor's soul-eating party has begun. The brisk warmth of the team instantly solidified the ice and cold. The blood mist from the Red Sea pressed against the base of his legs, and the burning and itching hallucinations returned. Ji Yan's strong body was filled with hot blood and his knees were weak. The stun gun slipped and he opened his eyes wide and gasped. Ye Fox, the giant beast with a silver heart. The hot-blooded escort is pressing down. Parents dream of death. The whole city was worshipped in ashes, devouring the countdown to 43. The pink-headed queen. He picked up the gun with trembling arms, and the walkie-talkie sent snowflakes all over the city to hear the good news. The victims on the street were disillusioned with paper fireworks and a rain of candy from the Thunder King. Sheng Yan's belly was dark, and the frame reflected the data of the silver heart running around. She clicked on the tablet with her slender finger at high speed, gasping for breath, blushing, and clearing her shoulders in a rare panic. Stupid detective! 99% of the silver heart formula cannot be locked. The giant hook king, black wings, sweet poison, sea burning. 4 towers are linked together. Logic lowered the edge of the fusion emperor's full opening, and her best friend rubbed her legs. Alone on the throne, she slid her slender legs around her waist and shot the giant beast's shadow with a beam, and her dark lips touched her ears and trembled. The handsome fox is seriously injured and coughing up blood, but the ultimate summoning routine is unfinished. The warm current of the team and the iron wall collapsed. Old Wang's fat body and phantom bones climbed up. His fat face was distorted and he burst into tears, and he knelt down holding the broken page of the blueprint. Queen! The blueprint behemoth's weak and corrupt silver heart has all the servant certificates. The hook emperor swallows the sky and the fat servant flies away. And the fusion emperor's ambition is unfinished. Xiao Wanqing's video showed the Red Sea synchronized with her innocent face hugging the pillow, crying and screaming, and the projection talisman paper shattered with golden light. Sister! The silver heart, red pupil, broken talisman cannot be burned. Dreamgirl fans cry in the streets. Husband fairy, the ultimate guardian beast, black wings, swallows the throne and the road is blocked. The despair and depression at the bottom of the valley are extreme. The huge waves of blood in the Red Sea rolled the team to the floating island and sank into the abyss. The Hook King beast's black wings covered the sky with hundreds of meters, and the hook fangs and sweet poisonous fountain locked its throat. The team staggered and murmured in confusion. The lonely black hole in their hearts reoccurred and the clear pink lips pursed tightly. The silver-centered beast is the ultimate soul suppressor? The handsome fox coughed up blood and roared, mocking her for being too cute. The team's warmth was unbreakable, and the throne's weakness was locked in 17 seconds of a solo decisive battle. The detective mirror is fully opened and you are the fusion emperor. Are you lonely? Bestie's hot serum pure and everlasting burn reversal. She swirled her pink and blue short skirt fiercely, mist and blood splashed on her collarbone, and the arc of sweat flashed to the extreme. The Thunder King warmed up, the ancient magnifying glass and the golden talisman shone hotly, and the full image of the silver heart was projected, and the core of the red pupils pulsated with the tragic afterimage. Ye Chen, an orphan in the human world, awakened to the bloodline of demigods in the dream world. His parents died in the invasion of nightmares, and humans hunted the descendants of demigods for revenge. The team retreats to the dream gate of reality. Sheng Yan's remote tablet algorithm locks the silver heart formula. Ji Yan's hot-blooded summer talisman guards the iron barrel. Wan Qing's pure video talisman helps the red pupil flaw. And Lao Wang's blueprint missile is prepared. The detective throne has a solo party. And the handsome fox is sad. Open the mirror and expose you. The clear and clear voice echoed through the throne of the Red Sea like the heroine of a light novel. She jumped up with her pink legs, raised her skirt, stepped on the crushed sugar mirror sword, and turned around with golden and blue flames flying into the sky. The team's eyes met with a warm current and retreated to the pink light talisman door of the secret passage. The side foils the depression and rekindles it. Ji Yanzhuang's eyes burst into tears, and he knelt down and yelled, picked up a gun and poured out the remaining blood. The queen alone is the god of the throne. The hot-blooded gatekeeper, the iron bucket, the parents will die forever. The pink head and clavicle are unparalleled. The golden statue on the street and the crown. The intercom reinforcements, the whole city kneels down to thank the fairy. Zero pressure. He waved the gun with his strong arm. After smashing the hook fangs, a wave of intercoms burst out the good news outside the dream door. The pink and blue detective defeated the leaf fox alone. The hot-blooded police team guarding the throne was reported to win, and the giant beast warned of breaking the fireworks. Sheng Yan finally wrapped her waist and buried her collarbone, panting and blushing, smiling seductively and trembling. Stupid detective, the skirt is splashing and seduces the sky to win alone. The far-end tablet galaxy reorganizes the center of the galaxy with the 17-second formula missile. The best friend's logic kneels down, licks and rubs the legs, And the welfare will always follow. The fusion emperor's conspiracy completely collapsed. She retreated from the channel and the flat panel beam shot the throne and locked it. Xiao Wanqing's video purity collapsed. Laughing and crying, I hugged the pillow and rolled. My sister is amazing in the solo show. Her pure talisman's red eyes are so sad that her heart is broken. Fans call her husband Fairy Queen's party on the street. Lao Wang's fat boxing blueprint projected weak and corrupt missiles and he kissed the ground with tears. The Queen's solo fat servant certificate blueprint hit all the silver hearts. The clear pink and blue figure fights alone in the silver heart of the throne. The giant beast with blood waves in the Red Sea has black wings and hooks to swallow the sky. The sweet and poisonous sea burns to the top, itches on the legs, burns the heart, hallucinations devour the soul. Ye Chen's evil eyes are locked, he coughs up blood and roars. The Queen is cute alone? Infinite invasion of the silver heart, the Red Sea instinctively swallows your pink skirt, and the blood of demigods avenges mankind and melts into the new divine realm forever. The red veins of the giant beast surge out, and the black wings of 100 meters flap. The sweet poisonous storm chokes the throat, and the monologue on the top of the bomb suppresses the clear heart. The tragic orphan demigod blood? The death of parents dreamed of human hunting and revenge ambitions. The detective mirror was fully open to peer into the core of the silver heart and red pupils for 17 seconds. The handsome fox coughs up blood. His black wings tremble, and merges with the emperor's path. Witfully resolve the party and crush you. She held up the golden talisman of the mirror sword, filled with golden and blue flames, and peered into the sky. The magnifying glass upgraded the real body lock and pierced the silver heart. The red eyes, the tragic afterimage magnified 1,000 times. The young Ye Chen silver-haired child's dream world cracked. His parents turned into nightmares and flew away. The human iron net hunted the demigod orphans and cried out for revenge. The pulsating weak point locked the 4 towers and linked the heart core rotten sugar for 17 seconds. Ye Chen. Open the mirror and peek into your tragic past. An orphan with demigod bloodline in the human world. A dream of human hunting and revenge after the death of your parents? The fusion of imperial ambition swallows reality and destroys both worlds. A handsome fox with silver hair coughs blood and trembles with black wings. Detective resolves your black hole of loneliness. Qingqing curled her lips and wittily complained, resounding from the throne, the 6-linked mirror sword, the golden and blue galaxy, violently poured out the rotten sugar that stabbed the silver heart. The red eyes, the black wings of the giant hook king split instantly. The sea of sweet poison and self-immolation. The confetti fireworks were the ultimate. The red veins surged and shattered. The 4 towers hummed, and the gray flying swallowed them, and the countdown stopped wildly. Ye Chen's silver hair danced wildly, his black wings shattered. He coughed blood and spewed blood. His evil eyes widened and trembled and he gasped, "Queen!" Looking through the mirror, looking at the tragic red eye locks? Revenge of mankind's eternal melting new god. Demigod's lonely black hole, do you understand? The fusion of the emperor's path is infinite. He sat cross-legged on the throne, the silver heart pulsating and collapsing, and the blood mist pressed against the edge, whispering in despair. The far side highlights the peak sea. Sheng Yan's tablet galaxy high-speed reorganization algorithm gasped and smiled charmingly, and the video exploded on the screen. The stupid detective's formula for the silver core collapsed 100%. The missiles in the 17 seconds of the red pupil's tragic and weak corruption were all hit, and the best friend's logical remote win was super awesome, and the welfare video of rubbing the legs, kneeling and licking the collarbone caused the explosion. Ji Yan guarded the door and smashed the hook with a hot-blooded gun, smashing the hook, roaring and laughing and talking to the whole city. The Queen's mirror is fully opened in tragic locks. The black wings of the giant beast are shattered by fireworks and hot blood. There is zero pressure on the guard. And the dreams of parents are gone forever. Xiao Wanqing's pure video talisman paper golden light burns red eye projection. Sister's wit reveals the tragedy. The pure talisman helps the silver heart rotten sugar burn Q version to cough up blood. The street fan husband fairy will cry forever. Lao Wang's fat body channel fat boxing blueprint missile shoots the throne and bursts into tears. The blueprint silver heart is all in. The fat servant's certificate collapses. The Queen resolves the tragedy and fat immortality. Climax release brisk peak. The pure and clear heart is touched by the loneliness and warmth that burns forever. The handsome fox's tragic revenge understands your loneliness. The detective sacrifices part of his mirror power to permanently seal the connection between the dream world and the real dream world is forever divided into two worlds in a new daily life. Her pink legs violently stepped on the bone-crushing skirt of the throne, and her collarbone flashed with blood. The mirror sword pierced the silver heart, the red pupils fully opened, and the golden talisman self-destructed, sacrificing part of her ability. The golden blue light network reversed the seal pulse, and the silver heart of the throne of the dream world collapsed. The red sea ebbs. In the whole domain, the infinite invasion chain is broken. Ye Chen's black wings dissipate, he coughs up blood and murmurs, Queen Seal fusion, demigod eternal silence. The afterimage of the giant beast is the ultimate fireworks, and the floating island of the throne is sprinkled with sugar sprinkles and swallowed, and the countdown reaches 0. The red sea mist evaporates, the pink light talisman door of the team channel opens and jumps out briskly. The clear pink and blue short skirt is soaked with blood and sticks to the collarbone of the leg. The afterglow of sweat arcs. The ancient magnifying glass golden talisman dims. Some of the ability seals are lost forever. The inner monologue is brisk and touching. Mirror power is sacrificed for small things. The team's warm current and iron walls are burned forever. The lonely black hole is filled with pure new daily girlfriend's hot serum. The Phantom City Taiping Detective Girls party continues. The dawn of a new adventure? Walk easily. The team warmly surrounded the ruins of the throne, and Ye Chen carried the Qingqing with strong arms and roared with laughter and burst into tears. The queen sacrificed the sealing god. The leaves and foxes fly away, the hot-blooded parents die and their dreams are forever ashes. The whole city wakes up in the streets, the golden statue crown is added. The intercom reinforcements kneel and thank the pink and blue for eternal life. Sheng Yan fell down with a black belly, wrapped around her waist, buried in her collarbone, breathed red, burst into laughter and rubbed her legs with a charming smile. The stupid detective sealed the win over the limit, the mirror power is reduced, the best friend's logic is permanently restored. The collarbone is seduced, the party is going crazy, the whole city is kneeling down with the logic of the fusion emperor. Xia Wanqing's video message showed pure tears and laughter, hugging pillows and rolling projection talismans to celebrate. Sister's sacrifice seals the super god. Pure coffee girl dream girl fan street husband fairy candy reign forever. The team will always be with the new daily life. Lao Wang's fat body and fat legs rolled up the fat boxing blueprint and kissed the boots in tears. The queen seals the fat servant forever. The blueprint is integrated and the fat certificate is worshipped on the streets. At 5:30 in the morning in the realistic Phantom City, the Dream Gate sealed the pink light forever, and the streetlights revived. The victims of the serial nightmare woke up collectively, and had a Q version of the Thunder Emperor Talisman Paper Fireworks Carnival. The police made a wave of good news from the iron bucket, and the whole city worshipped the pink and blue detective statue. The coffee shop Xia Wanqing was surrounded by laughing fans. Qingqing's collarbones are sweating in a pink and blue short skirt, while basking in the sun on the balcony of Qingqing's apartment. Sheng Yan is analyzing the logic of a new case on a tablet with a dark belly. Ye Chen is giving breakfast with passion and roaring with laughter that his parents will never die. Lao Wang is fat and selling blueprint souvenirs on the street and is ecstatic. The team briskly complains about the new daily life and the non-daily life. The handsome fox has turned into ashes, the detective girl has a small problem with the magnifying glass, and the best friend's hot serum is pure and eternal party. Qingqing lips smiled and looked at the dawn of the city, the glimmer of new adventures, and the inner warmth burned forever. The dream world is sealed and peaceful lonely? The new daily life of partners is released to the extreme, and the detective magnifying glass continues to reveal the secrets. The third trap is the fake Ye Chen. The silver-haired, black-winged avatar appears multiple times, with a handsome evil smile and a sweet and poisonous sea of black wings. The team is surrounded and the legs are weak and suppressed. The final clue of Xia Wanqing's pure video is the golden light of the talisman. Sister. The red pupil breaks through the talisman and the disguise is revealed.